Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation.
Hello everybody and welcome to Role Play Give. We are a virtual tabletop gaming community. Yeah, that's what we do. We play games. And then as sort of a as a side thing that's going on with that, we raise money for causes. We've been raising money for Lavender League for a long time. I think we need to drop our number that we're going to raise before we switch. Uh, but in any
Or
case,
we need to increase the number of donors that we actually get a hold of.
yeah, it's hard though. We would have to actually like market and stuff, and we haven't really wanted to do that. Uh, so, but in any case, we are raising money for Lavender League in Iowa. They help at-risk youth, particularly LGBTQIA. So during this Pride Month, hey, in particular, great time to, if you're out there, perhaps throw a reroll to the players and also help the folks in Iowa who are working towards making Pride not have to be a thing.
With who are working against 3 branches of government controlled by conservatives.
Yeah.
Dicks.
People. So, but getting back to the game, as it says right here on the tin, we're playing Vault of the Drow, which is part of our Spider Queen saga. We started with Saltmarsh, moved into Against the Giants. We're now in the D1 through 3 Drow series called Vault of Drow writ large. And our players are in the capital of the Drow Empire, Arolai Kinlu. I've never said this before, but in Forgotten Realms, the capital of the Drow is Menzoberranzan.
Menzoberranzan.
Well done. I've only looked at it and went, wow, that's a lot of consonants.
I know because I looked for a picture of it to make a background for this game.
Oh, okay. And that's actually the background that is showing when we log in. The one behind you is the login, yeah. Which Menzo.
Baranzan.
Thank you. Boy, this just feels awkward that I'm the one who doesn't know how to pronounce the funny names.
Well, you're running a game not in Forgotten Realms.
That's
so
right. It's in
why
Greyhawk.
would you need to know that?
That's right. So just as a side, as sort of a fun aside, we are running this game in the world of Greyhawk, where the capital of the Drow is Arolai Kinlu. And that might be of interest to people because, according to the news I read, the 2024 version of 5e will be using Greyhawk as the default setting going forward, and it won't be in Forgotten Realms anymore. So we might be seeing a number of published content coming from WotC for Greyhawk over the next couple years, which would be interesting to me. Anyway, because
We're going to try to let those realms be forgotten again.
Well, they only remembered the Sword Ghost, really. The rest of them were kind of forgotten. So, which was cool, because I think Forgotten Realms is cool, but I like Magic being a little more special, and Forgotten Realms, the times I played in it, the DM was always like, well, you would know that a Lich... well, I'm a 3rd level character. Why would I know anything about how a Lich makes a phylactery? Oh, it's common knowledge. You pick it up on the street in 2nd grade. So I was like, I like Magic to still be a little more arcane than that. So, anywho, we pick up our story in Arolai Kinlu in the Inn of the Weeping Egg, where the players have just arrived. And the bar is empty, except for them. They have an appointment at 9 p.m., so to speak. Well, they know that somebody will arrive after 9 p.m. at a underground black market in Arolai Kinlu. They know that the entrance to this underground black market is in the basement of the Weeping Egg. And they have just walked in, opened these double doors saloon style, walked in, saw a bartender cleaning glasses. He looks left and right and sees there's nobody here, and kind of he's got a sour expression on his face. In fact, I have a handout of what he looks like for you guys.
You said opens these double doors like we should be looking at a bar map. Are we supposed to be looking at a bar map?
You are, and I have not activated it. 1 second,
Okay.
please. I am going to show you the bartender here first, since that's what I was working on.
Catch Dusty. He does look
Did you ask ChatGPT how many eyes are in his name?
Ha! You know I should have. Corroborator really threw ChatGPT off for how many R's there are. My favorite part was when it said there are 3 R's in corroborator, and then I wrote back and then said count again. How many R's are in corroborator? And it wrote, please give us feedback on this. Which answer do you prefer? And they were both the same. There are 3 R's in corroborator. Like,
both wrong.
Well, wrong initially, then your correction to me was to give you the same wrong answer you already had and gave me an option of the same wrong answer. So I'm not...
Which answer do you like more?
I no longer fear our machine overlord's imminent takeover, within the next couple weeks. So, all right. The double doors that you walk in, I've got you all just haphazardly placed on the map. You can place yourselves wherever you'd like to be. But the double doors that you walked in are right here.
We have we do have stuff. Sorry, my handout was covering it. I was like, it's a black map. But
I was going to say, you should be able to see it. So
my handout was just covering it. That's all.
We are paused.
You are paused. Let me unpause you. Okay.
And we have no light.
We do. It's in the upper right corner.
It's a larger map because I've stopped making. I think I said this last game. I'm not making like a specific map for every location I ever make now, and so this one has a whole lot of city streets on it that may or may not become important to you. I think you have.
Tony, I shift ping. Did you show up? Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see where we're at. It's just all black and white. Like there's no light.
Oh, you're grayscaled?
Yeah.
I wonder why you're grayscaled. I put global illumination on. Let me.
Yeah, it's not. It's color for me.
Oh, it's because Tony's playing on his Apple IIc.
Then it should be in green scale, right?
He's seeing everything in green.
It's actually green, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix. Is everybody else seeing it in color?
Yeah.
I'm reloading.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and when I click on Newbin, it doesn't change to grayscale.
It could just be the potato webs down here in Florida.
The potato webs.
Potato webs.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Did have an E at the end?
Our interwebs act like potatoes. They sit around like potatoes.
Spelled like Dan Quayle would spell it. Potatoes. So the bartender sort of nods at you and says, looking for a drink or a room for the night? Or both?
Yes.
I'll take that as a both. You want to start with the drinks or you want to settle a room first?
What do you think? We should probably square up rooms so that we've got them arranged.
I think that's a good idea.
I have a common room with, I think, 10 beds in it, and then I have 2 private rooms available. You can all squeeze into one if you'd like, or I got 2.
We'll take the 2.
2 beds in each.
I think we'll take the 2.
Need to double check that I'm not lying about that. Oh, no, there's only 1 bed in each of these rooms, but they're double beds. So, okay.
I know which one I'm taking.
It doesn't actually matter. I'm just going to say there's 2 beds in each. I knew who
I was sharing with.
Okay. I know who the winner is. Okay. So, yep, you'll be in rooms 1 and 3. Any slides keys over, it'll be 2 silver.
We don't have to worry about whoever's in 2, do we?
What are you worried about? What would worry
I
you?
don't know if they're very loud or violent.
No. How do you do with smells?
That really depends on the smell.
We smell them.
How do you feel about onions?
Cooked or fresh?
Fresh. He's an onion
Fine.
merchant.
Oh,
Well,
that's
that
interesting.
could be worse.
Been here for
Does he
a
keep all of
week.
his onions in his bedroom?
He doesn't want to lose his inventory.
Fascinating.
Also, did not want to pay for extra security at the stable, apparently.
I feel like
Are
that's
onions
really
a hot commodity here?
Well, you can't grow them down here, but they do make some of the stuff taste
Really?
better. No, the onions don't grow
I
down
assumed
here.
that they grew underground and they'd be fine.
suppose they need to photosynthesize.
I don't know that one. I'm not a horticulturist.
Uh,
I'm known to grow a thing or two. Onions have the greens. They need to be above the ground.
That makes sense. I just knew that they grew in the ground physically.
Hmm. A lot of roots do, but the top parts have to be above ground.
are you fond of
Yes.
eating onions? Because we do have a potato and onion soup that
Both
we're
of
offering
which go
today.
in the ground.
But I'm a big fan of eating raw onions, so
I have raw onion if you would like it.
perfect.
All right.
I'll take a whole raw onion and just eat it.
Okay, he
Like an
will
apple.
go. He will start taking like. Does anybody want the soup, or does everybody want raw onion?
No, soup sounds
Soup.
wonderful.
I'll have soup.
Soup. Okay. We also have, like standard Drow fare if you are inclined towards being touristy.
Whoa.
What
Do you
is
have,
standard drow fare?
It's mostly funguses and lichen.
I want that.
Okay.
What if I'm not liking the fungus?
Well,
I'll have to ask you to leave.
Uh, he will say, "I don't have enough food that I can just refund your money, sir." You want to take a gamble on it, but I have potato onion soup.
I'll have the soup.
All right. And he walks back into the room, and you guys are in this large common inn room by yourself.
You know, I think we distracted him while he was giving us the cost of the rooms. We probably should remind him so, I feel kind of bad. Doesn't seem like this is a place that makes a lot of income. He gave us the keys, but
I suspect they make an awful lot of income, just not from the rooms. They do have a black market
Possibly.
in their basement, which I'm sure is a lucrative thing to have.
I still think it's nice to not be in anyone's debt here.
Oh, I agree.
You can hear him sort of banging around in there like he's getting soup together. Doesn't get a lot of food orders maybe, but has it ready
Although he's
anyway.
just microwaving it, just like they do it, like, all those restaurants.
It's all Cisco, and he's just sort of reheating the bag,
Boiling some water, putting the soup bag in there.
That's right.
Put the bag of
GFS just delivered.
And yet that type of soups, broccoli cheddar, is my favorite, like broccoli cheddar soup. So
that
just-
boil in the bag chicken noodle, my favorite.
yeah.
The salt.
It's well, I recognize
Triple
that
right up.
I do enjoy MSG. So,
Heck yeah.
are you guys taking seats?
Looks like Robespierre did.
Yeah,
But that might just have been where his
that might have
character.
been I placed him. I don't remember. I don't know if Winston moved his guy or not. But all right, so you guys are taking seats at this table.
Fine. I'm going to sit at this table because there's not enough room everywhere else. There's not,
can pull
and then I can see the door.
Really far away.
You can pull.
Well, I was trying to keep an eye on the door too.
Right.
You
Okay. Gotcha.
I was
the
trying
door
not to
that's
sit
next
too close to
to-
Robespierre where I would get in trouble.
Yeah.
That too. We don't want to get yelled at.
I'm gonna look out this window.
Had enough stink eye for today.
Yeah,
Plus, he
why
just
is
ate a whole onion. I don't want to
Right.
to that.
sometimes you just have to overlook things like that to, really appreciate the person.
You really should eat a whole onion too, so that you don't run into trouble later.
I'm not gonna. No, that's not a problem. Has never been a problem. Probably won't be. Ever. A problem.
Especially if you don't eat an onion.
Clearly,
Can I
like
have a bite
onions.
of that? I really am curious what it tastes like.
So eventually he'll come back out with your stuff. And
What is the door next to us?
it's supposed to be a window.
Okay, just
This one here? I was assuming it was a window.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, when you do the universal importer, sometimes it gets a little funky with windows and doors. So I'm gonna take it that a launch went successfully. Oh no, I'm gonna take it that a launch went awfully.
I'll be offline, but yeah.
Okay.
Didn't work.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes back out with, he doesn't have one of those trays, so he's got like bowls up the arms, one is like a salad looking bit of fungus and lichen, like it's just a lot of stringy, semi-phosphorant mushroom looking things.
Ooh, that looks neat. I want that.
And I soup and salad then, I guess.
It glows.
Yeah, it glows a little bit. Yep. And he sort of grumbles and walks back and goes to make another one of those. And then comes back relatively quickly because that's just scooping it out of a bag, really. And then he comes back and says, "So it's 2 silver per room per night, and it'll be for the whole bit of food here 5 silver."
That puts it just shy of a gold for everything.
Actually, he probably would have said 1 silver for all the food because I think it would be 2 copper per food.
All right, I'll flick him a gold coin.
And can I interest?
Oh yeah, I got it covered.
Oh, well, and he catches it in the air. Puts it
4 balls flying out.
Puts it in the apron. And can I interest you in any libations this evening?
What is
What
the
are libations? That sounds lovely.
We
yes,
not what
a
you
full
think,
round of
Dusty.
libations.
Libations, okay. We have
I'm not Dusty. Oh gosh, Vela.
if you're being tourists, of course there is several vintages of the mushroom wine that Arulai Kinlu is famous for. That I could bring out to you.
Yes.
However, one of the more popular, maybe spirits of your home world, not spirits, drinks of your home world, is we happen to have some of Emperor Otto's ale here.
And Nubin's just going to look around like, seriously, does everybody have this now?
It's like Fat Tire. It used to be special.
That's a great poll. So.
Well, whatever you recommend.
Well, Upperlanders tend to really enjoy the Emperor Otto's. I only have 1 keg of it. It just came into town about 3 weeks ago. And I'm one of only 4 inns in Aralai Kinlu who got one of the barrels.
Do you recall who brought it to you?
Yes. It's been here once before. Tiefling. Oh, sort of like you.
Mildly racist.
Bronze skin?
Yeah, I don't. Are you suggesting that I know him?
No, not necessarily. There are a number of tieflings who live here. I'm just noting you are a tiefling, sir. And sort of bronzy skin, purple hair. Sort of a cleric.
Is that
I guess.
Baracus?
Mm-hmm.
That has a description. I'm trying to remember if he had purple hair.
He looks like. Oh, I didn't upload it. Yes, it sounds like Baracus.
Mm-hmm. Even before he said tiefling, I'm like, that damn Baracus.
Of course it was. I will
I don't
try.
think I realized Baracus had purple hair.
I don't think I did
Nor
either,
would
but
I remember he was a tiefling.
Well, I remembered he was a tiefling.
Remember that.
If I would have remembered his hair color.
I would like a bottle of your strongest mushroom wine with an Emperor Otto's chaser.
Oh, excellent. All right.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
Me too.
And
With that
they're
libation.
they also have tea if you're not interested in alcohol.
Maybe I'll take the tea.
Okay.
I feel like one of us should be sober.
Mushroom tea.
Can't poison a tiefling.
Pierre will be sober too, but
Yeah.
you know.
Hold on one second. I'm throwing something into the chat, the Discord. There we go. So I don't want to upload it all, but that is what is described to you. All right.
When was he? Is it a month ago?
Yes, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Does he happen to be around? This is so excellent. I'd like to ask questions about where he got it.
How do you track time?
Maybe there's like tides that roll in and out or something somewhere, you know?
No, it's a legitimate question. I'm
Tide-
curious how you
Tides
track
roll in,
time.
tides come out. You can't control it. That's a mystery. It's actually it is described as the lights that I had described when you guys first walked into the vault with the almost moon-like. There's a I don't remember the name of the stone. It's a 1E magic stone. Creates a moon-like glow, and it actually dims for about 12 hours.
You have an artificial diurnal cycle.
It's not artificial necessarily because it's a naturally occurring thing, but it is not the same diurnal cycle as you would experience up top. I guess it's a supernatural diurnal cycle because it's a magical rock, but
We haven't
we
been here
can-
long enough
Yeah.
to experience.
We can get jet lag from walking to the surface.
you could, yeah.
Right on. Walk lag.
I mean, it's a long walk, so you probably recover on the way.
Yeah, I would think so, but you guys haven't seen sunlight in like I think probably 2-3 weeks.
No, we have, because Mary has cast daylight a few times.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
I
right.
was looking at my spells. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have daylight.
Okay,
We have our mood lamp. That we
Yeah.
that's
put on.
right. You guys are all getting a vitamin
one's
D
getting
boost.
depressed around me.
That's right. No,
We're gonna give you the
No
daylight.
seasonal depression down here.
instead of saying SAD, I almost said STD. I was
Oh,
almost said,
you're not getting any of those from me either.
No,
So
I was like,
hey.
Mary's preventing STDs, and I was like,
No, we avoided that city. So we're
that's true. You did. You did. And I will
STD bill.
I will disclose that the entire thing with that, I was hoping you guys weren't going to go there because it was a 1E sort of mess that I did not want to rewrite. But it was a succubus had taken over the city and was creating Time Amok, the
Man, what a
Star Trek
What a hell of a thing when you have a CR3 succubus who's taken over a whole city in the Underdark.
In 1E, succubi were way harder, but yeah, yeah, it's a. I imagine I would have if to make all of that real. Like
I
the
don't know that they're CR3. I think they are, but
I think
Just
they're a
make it
little
an
higher
uber
than that, but
succubus.
they're certainly not in the realm of taking over an entire city kind of thing. Yeah. Um, that said, I didn't want to rewrite it and like come up with stuff that would.
So we're going there on the way back, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
is what if you guys want to, I'll write it up. But I
It's
that'll
a
be in
succubus.
the backstory that our characters in the second campaign will hear about how these characters ended up there after they saved the world.
And Winston
First, we
hooked
have
up
to save the world.
Winston. Somebody's got to hook up with the succubus then.
Why?
It's not
Point at
Winston.
robes.
It's not robes.
all right.
Dubin will have to fall on that
I'll
sword.
be fighting that succubus.
I had the same thought.
So your libations are brought out. Tea, several, wine and a chaser, clusters.
Robes had asked a
Plates.
question
Oh, I
about if
missed it.
Baracus was still.
Oh, was
Oh,
Brackus
sure.
still involved?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't seen him. He had been here some months ago, and then my understanding is he made another trip to the overland, and then came back. And my understanding is he's still in town. Why would you wish to talk with him?
Oh yes, this ale is fantastic. I have an interest in possibly investing in his operation. I'd like to expand it. You saw how much gold I have. So if you see him, let him know that he has a benefactor waiting. Don't describe what it look like though. It's a snake man. He wants to meet you.
He will ask. Is there a name you would like me to give?
Yeah, you can say that Winston is interested in seeing him.
You knew Winston. He sold.
Oh, that's
He
right.
sold.
He was the halfling
He
who
sold
sold
weapons
shit.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
He's a halfling named Winston.
He actually also was a black market dealer up near Saltmarsh, yeah. Winston the halfling.
Yes, I am currently disguised with a spell. Unfortunately, you have to be discreet down here. So,
I see.
Winston the halfling.
Well, not wishing to pry, understanding most people who come from the overland down here don't like their business to be known, but what, if I may ask, what does bring you down here to Erelai Kinlu? And he has this hang-doggy sort of look about him. Like, he's asking this question, and he doesn't, like, he got this from bartender training, that he's supposed to ask things like this. Is what I'm not portraying that well, but that's
Understand.
the vibe I'm trying to give off.
Business
Tourism.
and tourism.
We're gonna kill the king.
Is there a king?
There's no
No,
king. It's a matriarchy.
Right.
I was-
Job done. Nailed it.
We've been here a while.
Cross that one off our to-do list. Feels good to cross things off.
It's a jest. I get it. Okay. Okay.
Is there anyone else we should be killing?
Are you for hire?
I love that you asked that in like a chipper way. Is there anyone else we should be killing?
Are you looking for a
It's next on the
contract?
list.
I wouldn't say looking. If one happened to appear, we'd entertain it.
Well, I have no enemies myself that I would wish to have bumped off, nor if I did, nor could I probably afford your costs.
Nor do I anymore.
Ooh. Well, in any case,
Quit messing with the poor man. Come on, why are you messing with him
Work
like
is
that?
work.
You're making him nervous. Can't you tell? We
I,
aren't
I,
assassins. We're not hitmen.
what's the pay?
If you cannot tell, we are actually we're distributors,
Of
so not quite
death.
hitmen.
We distribute death on contract.
Only on occasion.
I see. Well, I should get you a receipt for your rooms. Um,
Oh no, we don't like paperwork.
very well.
Can all be tracked.
He's our accountant. She's our accountant.
In
Inshallah,
truth, sir, my dim-witted short friend over there and I sell silks. Would you like to see them?
um,
Is
no,
Vela keeping up the dimwit? I mean, the situation.
Yeah, just sort of curiously watching what is going on.
We also do a bit of trade in interesting and hard to find things, if you know of such a market.
in Shalagala,
Vela perks up.
there are ways to find anything you seek. And he notes your reaction, Vela. Not so dim-witted you don't understand a bit of Drow.
I once was in love with a drow. Galagala.
Well, some people believe that the silver hair and darker skin is an exotic and enticing combination. It's a bit racist if you ask me, but
I just think I liked him a lot.
and what was
Galagala.
what was his name? Ale
Mhm.
I was like, I thought his name was Shalagala.
I know that. I was like, what's his name?
Mary's like, she doesn't even remember the guy's name.
Shalagala was like
I've-
beautiful eyes. It was like the
I've-
nickname, I think, something.
Yeah, I've moved.
Even if you
on.
did, you probably shouldn't say it.
Sometimes I forget. His name was Eldrune.
She tossed it to the wind when she left him, or he left her.
We killed him too.
No, we did not kill him. He was killed.
But not
I did
by...
my best to save him.
I never met him.
I also tried to save him, but it was an unfortunate attack on the city. We did what we could,
Okay,
but we're just
Just
merely
out of
distributors.
character, this is the city that rose up against the city we're in right now, right? Like, we all know that,
Yes.
right?
Well,
Okay.
yes,
Also,
I don't.
out of character, though, Shalagala is something of a buzzword for, like, the resistance, isn't it?
It is.
Oh.
So him saying that is like a clue.
Possibly. I just felt like everyone was sharing a lot of information really fast, and I wanted to make sure that's what everybody wanted to do.
I forgot.
So
that
what?
That was,
so
realistically, I think Vela would have forgotten too.
the history.
I was just messing with Vela.
All right. The history of Shalagala goes like this. You guys, those of you who were there, which was so again, like Elva wasn't there, so the Shalagala was a word that was used that Vela was told meant beloved.
No, it meant dreamy eyes.
Oh, dreamy eyes. Okay, I thought it meant beloved. Okay, dreamy eyes.
No.
And then you came to find out, all of you, all five of you, while you were here in the Underdark, that that is a phrase used by the Resistance. You also know that Limasha Duel, where Eldrun was the leader, um, was sort of the hub of the resistance against this oncoming Drow fascist movement. So the Shalagala might have been a buzz phrase right out of the gate, given to you
Mm.
without giving you the understanding of what it meant. Um,
Ah.
and uh, so then when he says Shalagala and you understand it, he goes back to the bar and gets a card out and puts it on the table in front of you, and it has emblazoned on it a gold wand.
Hmm.
And he said,
Do any of us recognize it? This is new.
uh, you can make a history check, any and all who wish to. It's a very high DC.
Sure. Why not?
Whoa.
Wow,
Ooh.
look at that Vela.
But I
I
don't
can't
think
even
I
get
met the
mine to
DC.
roll.
I'm
But a
not at
natural
that
20 is a
table.
natural 20.
Oh, you're not at the
I'm
table.
not at
Well,
that
you
table.
could have heard it though. He wasn't trying to
I
keep
wouldn't
his voice
see
down.
I wouldn't see the card though, is what
That's
I'm
true.
saying.
You wouldn't have seen the card. That's true. Uh, okay. Well, actually, 20 was the DC. So,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be higher than that.
uh, it is the symbol of House uh Aleval.
Evil. Let me look at my notes. House of Evil. That's the opposition to Isle serfs.
Uh,
I don't know why we Isle serfs is
And not the Latin root for of evil.
I'm sure it was
uh,
because Gygax was not subtle with any of this shit. uh, but I adapted a lot of it and kept the names that he used. So
uh do we have a preference one way or the other on Isle serfs or Aleval?
Let's wait for the nice man to walk away before having that discussion.
Well, no, I was that was out of character trying to remember if
We
we'd had a
out of character, we know that Isle Serves is trying to bring back Lolth.
Mhm.
Like Isle Serves is
got
our
it.
main opponent in what we're trying to do.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
so
Does he go ahead. What does he do with this card?
just um should you be interested in the next, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, you may wish
Ooh.
to uh, just step behind the bar and walk into the fireplace.
Oh, do you need me to run another bar in the Underdark?
I don't need you to run a bar in the Underdark. I will be running the bar while you go. Um,
I've done it before and I raised all the prices.
did you make money?
Yes.
Hmm.
I learned that everyone just pays whatever you tell them.
Huh. Those soups are actually 2
It's
gold.
too
Well,
late.
we've already paid, thank
Oh,
you.
oh, oh. Okay. Well, then for next time. But he will say, I will just let you back into the kitchen, and you can make your way down to the downstairs. There are people
Right.
of a similar interest below who trade goods that perhaps you'd be interested in.
Do you know any of the folks there by name that you could point us to? We have a name, but I don't need to mention it if you wouldn't be able to give us guidance.
Most of the people down there who've entrusted me with their names would prefer I not share it. I've not asked yours, and I don't believe I will.
Well,
I
then
would
I
give
won't
it
share out
freely.
the name anyway. Oh, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
You do you. You do you, Elva.
I didn't say it.
Okay. Well, I am going to get a couple of things ready. You have your drinks and your food, and your rooms are prepared. Your keys are set. Do apologize for the onion set. He is leaving tomorrow, if that's of any interest to you.
We have to
What
drink all night and not sleep, and then we
do
won't have to
we?
deal with the onions.
Huh. Is he selling all his onions? Why is he leaving tomorrow night? Because it should be out of onions, so then it shouldn't smell.
I have no idea.
We could just go buy all of his onions, and then he could just leave.
But then we'd still have onions.
Yeah, we could just pitch them. We don't need them.
It's
We
a
should
You all
probably
have
take a
so much money.
it's a
You could
great
probably.
deal of onion. Never mind. I don't care. He's going into the kitchen.
I'm gonna take a sip of the mushroom wine.
Uh, it tastes like cream of mushroom soup.
It's a little
Oh,
bit like dirt, but like
this
a
is lovely.
smooth dirt.
I wish I'd ought to ask for crackers. They'd be very good dipped in this.
And it's alcoholic. So it's got a
Alcoholic
it's
cream.
got a
Ooh,
it's got a harsh at the end. So it's cream of mushroom soup with a alcoholic sting at the end. Not
You know
great.
what this wine needs? Croutons.
Some noodles and some sort of like ground beef.
I'm gonna run over to the bar real quick and see if I can catch him. Do you have croutons?
No, I don't know what that is.
Any dried bread.
Stale bread that you
no,
dry
but
up?
bread is somewhat difficult.
Oh, it's a gluten-free establishment.
No, it's just
No crackers.
people very much enjoy bread here, and when we can't bake it ourselves down here, so when it comes, it sells rather quickly. Most people.
Can't you make like
You
mushroom
seem
flour?
to use
That
this
seems like a
excuse
thing.
a lot that you can't do these things down here.
You can't get there from here.
Well, it just not one of our food staples. We don't. I mean, I suppose we could make some kind of bread from mushrooms. Maybe somebody does. I just have not seen that as a.
Just seems like you could dry them and flour them.
Probably. Uh, I buy my stuff from a truck that brings me stuff in bags, and then I reheat it on the stove.
That's why your prices are where they are.
You're saying I should hire a cook.
It can't hurt. Although, if your primary business is actually not the inn at all, it doesn't really matter what you do up here. It's just a front.
It is a front.
It's actually more like a top.
And then he taps his nose at you.
Thank
Well.
you, Vela.
That's a valid exchange.
And he's gonna go back and get a couple things. He's leaving you alone in the bar.
Well, one of two things is about to happen. Either he's going to come back with clean glasses, or he's brought assassins to kill us.
As she says assassins to kill us, this man walks in the bar, looks over at you, and gives a wink as he walks by you, tips sort of like a one finger salute. He gives a wink. It's hard to say if the wink is at Vela or Robes. And then just starts walking
Well,
behind the
that's
bar.
not appropriate.
He's a swinger.
Is he a half
I'm
orc?
gonna.
He is indeed a half orc man. I can show you a picture.
I think we might know his name.
I'm hunting down my character sheet.
He looks a little tipsy.
Oh, his name's on the character sheet.
Yep.
On the
Mhm.
handout.
Yeah, I screwed that up, but oh well.
Yeah, but we were guessing that was him anyway.
Mm-hmm. The Hero Forge sort of failed me here because I didn't have well, it didn't fail me. I just didn't have time. Uh, he shouldn't be looking as sheepish as I think he looks in that. Um, he looks like he looks like he's timid in that picture. He's not
He
timid.
looks like he may have trusted a fart he shouldn't have.
Right. that's not the look. That's not the look I was going for. He's. I just.
Oh, that's gonna itch later.
I was moving quickly. He looks. He looks like a 2015 hipster. The hair is sort of slicked back. He's got a handlebar mustache. He's wearing an infinity scarf, and a trench coat, but he's walking with a great deal of confidence, with a swagger and a smile. As he passes by your table and just walks with every intention and purpose beyond the bar.
Did
The
he wink
bathroom's
at
over
you?
there, sir.
Oh, good to know. And he keeps walking.
Did he wink at you, Robes?
I mean, I think he was more at you.
Excuse me, did you wink at me?
I sure did. And he just walks through the door.
With that, Valen?
Wow. I've never had that effect on anyone before.
I'm sure you have, I just not noticed it.
I don't think so.
I think that might be the guy you're supposed to talk to.
Oh. That would make sense. Yep. That makes much more sense than him winking at me for any other reason.
Well, maybe he's the guy you're supposed to talk to for any other reason.
Maybe
Mm,
maybe you have your reasons, but he has his.
yeah.
Maybe you could
I
get
doubt
together and
it.
swap reasons.
Swap
Right.
reasons. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. What time is it?
It is. I think you guys are only about 15 minutes before, 9 p.m.
He's
Our friends
early.
in this Eastern time zone. That's accurate.
Will we have been here like an hour, like long enough to do a short rest while we're sitting here?
Uh, it'll be close to an hour. So yeah, if you want to do a short rest, go ahead and do one.
Ooh.
Robin, you're my best friend.
I don't think that does anything at all for me, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's funny how that is. It does everything.
Yeah.
Everything for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get my wild shapes back. I like having those just in
Whole lot
case.
of nothing.
I get all my spells and class features back.
Yeah.
My action surges are a short rest, but I hadn't used any.
That's true, yeah.
You should have
Yeah,
just
that's
used it real
good.
quick right before you rested.
I'm gonna action surge to pound this wine.
Dang, go for it.
What the hell? What the hell?
What?
You're right over there?
No, I just clicked short rest and it took me to a different screen.
Oh.
Dicks.
I do
Oh, I
think
forgot I have
before we go after that man, since I'm sitting across from Nubin and we just heard tell that Baracus has been in the area bringing your wine or ale. Sorry. I just want to check in with you. See how you're feeling about all that.
I'm not sure I like this much. We'll have to see what we can get out of him if we find him. I just rolled a hit dice and it did nothing. I don't even know how that's possible.
I saw it roll. Well, I saw something
Didn't
roll.
it?
Yeah, it says 4.
Okay, I'll just add it manually.
Why won't this? Yeah, yeah, I got you roll a 4, and then I got you rolling a 6.
Are you using Beyond 20, Tony? Are you rolling from D&D Beyond?
Yes.
It was not working with Roll20 last week either.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't work on its own sheet.
Yeah, it was having problems rolling anything last week.
Oh, okay, got it. I feel better that it's not just me, my normal not knowing what.
But
to
it was
do.
wholly inconsistent. Like 2 of us were unable to use it, but 1 person in the game I was playing in could. So
All right.
who knows?
My foundry just froze. You guys,
Mine's fine.
I don't think you'll get booted by me rebooting, but 1 second please while I reload. It's because I was trying to upload a map and using pop out for that so that it wouldn't show on the Twitch stream and block everybody's view while I'm looking for a map picture. And I don't think it likes using pop out for importing stuff. So
By the way, Winston, you shouldn't really worry about that launch not going perfectly right away because nothing ever launches on the first try in Florida. Ask
That's
NASA.
fair. Oh my gosh. Was that a Challenger reference?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, it means literally there is a launch scheduled literally every day, and it's always scrubbed.
Yeah. That's what it feels like right now at the company. So.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're facing a headwind there. Hopefully it'll get sorted quick.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
When heads roll, no, I'm kidding. In case anybody on your team watches the game.
I hope none of them have found this yet.
Yeah.
I often think of that with my clients too. Just like, I'd be better off having them not see these things.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time with our students.
and yet we have a sister who watches from time to time.
Yep.
That's fun.
I have a whole
sorry
bunch of
now.
clients who would absolutely be disappointed.
Whoa. Let's back up. A sister? Do you mean?
Yeah. Catholic sister.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
I work for sisters. They're cool.
Yeah, they're yeah, I was gonna say they're cool from what I've heard, so they're fine with our shenanigans.
Oh yeah, she's great. She carried chickens into our backyard.
Yeah.
She sure did.
All right.
All right.
So what I thought I was uploading, I didn't. So we might be Theater of the Minding in the near future here, which is fine. It'll be okay. And if not, I will throw up a blank screen and draw up stuff real quick. So, you guys know that you're roughly an hour. How long do you want to wait after he walks through and goes into roughly an hour? That's why I said take your short rest. So, how long are you guys gonna wait after he goes before you take up the bartender's invitation to walk to the back and go through the fireplace?
Probably good to go now.
Do you
Soon
think
as
we
the short
should all
rest is
go?
ready.
Or should some of us just stay back in case? I don't know if it makes sense for all of us to go.
Why don't when do I stay back here with you, Mary, and then the others can
Well-
go?
Well, you're actually a very good talker, Mary says, catching Vela's look.
Why don't
Why,
So-
thank
I'll,
you very much.
I'll stay with Mary because I'm not as much of the talker.
Yeah. And that way, if something happens, we'll be watching.
And we'll
Sounds
be
good
able
to
to
me.
stop anyone who might come in the door that we don't want going further.
Okay.
I will say, fair warning that while I am a good talker, the Weaver is bothering me right now. So
I,
I
I,
may have to.
The Weaver trying to launch something.
I'm picking up what you're laying down,
Gotcha.
and we'll play it by ear that way.
Yeah, we're good. We're good for right now. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
You never know when the Weaver's gonna interfere.
That's right.
The Weaver's product launch is struggling.
with
Yeah.
when the Weaver's IT team needs to contact
right.
him. He says, "Picnic, problem in chair, not in computer." All right. All right.
I thought that was a safe word you were throwing out.
No.
I did too. I was
Picnic,
like,
picnic.
pineapple.
I had a friend at Marion who was the director of IT, and he would always say, "Sounds like a picnic."
Yep.
I heard their PEMBAK problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Well, yeah, problem in chair, not in computer is the one I heard. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
uh, so, uh, so that means that we have Vela, Nubin, and Robes walking into the back room, and they see the bartender. Uh, Sorry, I've got you, Tony. Uh,
All right.
they see the bartender is like sitting here with a box of onions, and he's just sort of like he's peeling them with his fingers. Uh, doesn't look like he knows what to do with them, and then you can see all kinds
And
of
sobbing quietly to himself.
boxes of food that is like, you know, ready go food. Like he's apparently he got paid in onions for something, and he's trying to figure out what to do with them. So, and he just sort of nods over at the fireplace. He's like, "It's quite cold, I assure you." And then he moves back over here, and he's like, "Did any of you? But do do you just boil these?"
No, you just eat them raw. I'll pick one up.
Okay.
She's like this. Give it a
Right.
try. They're sweet.
Are these yellow or white onions?
They're white
That's a
They
good-
are white onions. So
Oh man. Robes, you're so mean.
it's a little bitter, but he's gonna bite into it, and his palate's different. And he goes, oh, I should just sell these. I wonder if I put them like in some sort of vinegar in a jar and put them at the bar, I could sell them like and just put a sign on it that says pickled onions or
And they will keep forever.
Pickled onions.
yes,
idea.
it's sort of like this game console I have on the edge of the bar that nobody touches either. Anyway.
Oh, he's got a touch and play? I'm trying it out.
Okay, he's got one.
That's awesome.
Mary and I are trying to find the differences between the two pictures.
That's right.
Well, your perception's better than mine, so I think you're going to win this one, Elva.
But only when my shield helps.
I was
don't
gonna
know
say
the
I don't
difference
know
on
if the
screen.
shield's gonna help you with that one, but okay. Yeah, it's this really ratty looking techno bit of equipment, and it's like it's got drawings of like Drow doing really mundane, boring things like, you know, picking mushrooms or
Turns out there's a setting where you make all of the pictures pornography, and I don't think we need that.
I was waiting to see who was gonna be the first one
to bring that up. Yeah, wasn't gonna be me. All right. Yeah, now all the Drow are suggestively picking up onions.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so, Vela and Nubin and Robes, as Mary and Elva are looking for onions in a field, or mushrooms in a field.
I'm actually going to sit here,
Okay.
so I'm on the other side, so I can watch, from the other side if people are coming in or out. So
All right. And
that's what I'm doing.
And I will keep bouncing back between the two parties. So as we go. Uh, the rest of you get to the fireplace, and he sort of nods at like the bracket that holds the wood in, um, and just points at it, and it doesn't take much. You guys pull that, and it flips open, and there is a spiral staircase going down.
Arr,
Yay, secret door! Uh, so,
please, your door.
and
Yay.
it's a kind of a like very strange, very tight, curving spiral staircase going down until it widens out and becomes actually somewhat comfortable. Uh, and you can see as you're walking down that the this bar had been lit for overland customers. Uh, this place you're going to now, you're not dependent on your dark vision, but it is that phosphorant glow again that they've these sort of fungus left up as torches kind of thing. And you can start to hear people discussing. Um, I know Nubin can understand. Do either? I don't remember if either of you speak Undercommon.
Oh, good
I don't
question.
think so.
Let me see real quick. I don't think I speak Undercommon, but I speak Abyssal.
Hmm. Which
Nope.
we know will come in handy eventually in this game.
Yeah, not here.
So, Nubin, what you're picking up is a lot of shop talk. People are communicating with each other about business deals that they've made. There's a lot of code wording going on. You understand it as code wording. People are not wanting to, they're like, the mouse said this and that, or, Vinny the Chin said this is where you're going to go get that. Uh, you know,
Or Vinny. Everybody likes Chin.
Menzo Baronzon the mouth is moving this much, and then the enforcer this and that. So you're hearing
Joey Peanuts has got a shipment coming in.
Joey Peanuts. Yeah, my friend Jackie said all of her. She's Italian, and she said all of her cousins had nicknames like the Chin or Walnuts or. And I was like, why walnuts? And she's like, I don't know. So but that's my cousin Joey
Oh, Polly
Walnuts.
Walnuts.
Joey Walnuts. I don't know. Joey and Paulie. Um.
Holy.
So anyway, what are you looking? Oh. So as you get down to the bottom of the steps, you see that this sort of swap shop environment here. It doesn't take an insight check to sort out that a lot of what's going on here isn't so much a black market where people come down and buy stuff, although that is occurring. It's not as prevalent as what appears to be a swap meet. Um, People are trading goods down here. Some cash is changing hands, but for the most part, people are swapping goods.
Newbie, did we
Knowing
bring...
knowing that you're probably looking for the guy who winked at Vela, uh, he is at the far end of the cavern that you're in. The cavern you're in is roughly 30 feet wide by 120 feet long. With only, to your eyes, only one entrance the way you came in. The other thing that you might note right out of the gate is everybody's tables are like in cloth or right in a suitcase.
Vela, Nuben, do you want to just approach? It seems like this is a pretty busy place. I think we could just walk up and talk to him.
Well, I need to talk to him anyway. He winked at me.
That's true.
And if
feel
people
like
are looking for a trade, I also was thinking we could trade some of King Snur's things
Oh.
and
yeah,
say
as
we
we
bought
walk
it
down.
and
Oh,
say
sorry.
we bought it from Baracus.
Nice. As we walk down, what sort of stuff are they trading?
Um, so it's a lot of weaponry and magic items. So the weaponry, you're not immediately sure if it's magic, but you're seeing potions being traded, you're seeing scrolls being traded. Um, this is this is contraband. There are 5 apples, 4 chickens, and I don't remember what the other contraband in Sheriff of Nottingham is. But
Apples and chickens are not contraband. Contraband is the silks and the mead.
oh, that's right.
Uh, is there anything we're looking for
Yes.
other than universal solvent?
No.
Let me see.
That
All right.
scroll. I'm not
Yeah.
there, but just
Yeah.
as a reminder, we also do need that
Do
scroll.
need a scroll. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nubin is always keeping his eye out for
Magic
fun,
items.
fun new gear.
I'll be on the lookout
Okay, well, let's
for
take
an
care of the
interesting
winking
brainstorm.
guy, and
Yep.
and then I would like to make note of any place that has scrolls, and I assume these two are looking for magic items and weapons.
Well,
We're on the way back.
I don't know if either Nubin or um, Robes have this ability. Without Mary being there, I don't. Do you guys have a way of detecting magic?
We do not think so. I do have a way of seeing illusions, but that's it.
Oh, is that always on?
I can see the true form of any shapeshifter or creature concealed by illusion or transmutation within 30 feet.
Always?
Always.
Okay. So several people here are using disguise self spell.
I
So
won't say anything.
you see a couple people who are presenting as one's presenting as a human female who actually is a drow male. You see a half orc man who is actually a human man. You see a halfling who is posing as a gnome. Uh, there are several people who are using illusory magic to disguise themselves. You see also that all illusion magic.
It just says creatures. Let me be really specific. It's
Okay.
it's specific. It's any creature concealed by illusion or transmutation magic.
Yeah. There's uh, one of the uh, one of the suitcases on the table is not actually a suitcase. Uh, it it appears to be some sort of elemental uh, monster. Uh,
Ooh.
um,
I was gonna say I don't see objects, but that counts as a creature.
Yeah.
so
I'd be like, don't touch that suitcase over there.
so
That's Rincewind's luggage.
it's uh, so yeah, it's all the feet and everything. Where's Two Flower? So you you uh, you pick up that there's a lot of people who don't want to be seen as they are, and the people who aren't in illusion magic are wearing hoods similar to Nubans, like really deep cowls that are hiding their faces. The
So we probably stand out a little, right? Just like walking around. At least me and Vela.
well,
Nubin's
with
there
a
too.
with a second, well, Nubin doesn't stand up because he's got the deep cowl, and
Yeah,
he
that's what I was
looks like
thinking.
he's hiding himself.
Well, we all have the
I-
cloaks. We all have the cloaks that you have to wear as a guest.
That's true.
That's
So
true.
you could just pull your hoods up.
Yes.
And you do
Yeah, fair
see
enough.
folk wearing those. Um,
I'm gonna make my
Robes
cape billow a little.
Robes knows that they stand out a little bit. Uh, because he knows the people who look like you guys just walking boldly fresh-faced through here are using illusion magic. But you wouldn't necessarily, not having that ability, know that you
Right.
stand out.
I see.
So,
Yeah. So
uh,
people probably assume we're using illusionary magic anyways.
that assumption might
Yeah.
be present. You don't know for sure, but yeah.
Yeah. Seems reasonable anyways. Okay.
Especially since you
Cool.
previously said you were a halfling using illusionary magic.
That's right. Hope no one has witch's sight.
All right. Flipping up to the upper deck of the first floor of the Weeping Egg, about 10 minutes after your friends leave, there is sort of a trickle of people come in. And they all go to the bar. Well, let's play it out. The first two to come in are two Drow women who go up to the bar, and the bartender comes out. He gives them each mushroom wine. Uh, and then he sort of taps each one on the ring finger and says, just give it a minute, dearies. And then he goes back into the kitchen. And they sort of just sip their wine. I'm assuming sort of, I don't know if you were joking or not, Ed, but if you're over here at the machine, um,
Well, I
Well,
think if Mary's idea was to be on the opposite side from me,
okay,
right.
so we might just switch places if that's.
it's
That's
okay.
fine.
I don't care. It's fine.
I just thought
Yeah,
then it didn't look like we were sitting together and we'd have a better
Yeah,
view
we'll
of
just
the whole
we're
place.
where we are.
Okay. Uh, now I kind of want to have the old bar trivia machines where you can get
Yeah.
a bar trivia and you're looking at this and you can be playing trivia at your table with your little console.
Yeah, but it's all in undercommon, and I'm less interest.
It's true. It is all an undercommon. So, okay.
So Elva got her out her flute and is just playing.
Okay. She is not proficient, right?
She is.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just.
You pick up strange stuff in the Feywild.
That's true. Okay. So you're playing the flute. I was thinking of Kaiwahi. No.
Like not performing, not
No.
trying to but just proficient and passively playing.
Who's learning an instrument in
Kaiwahi was.
Kaiwahi's learning an instrument.
I'm learning an instrument, and so is I'm learning a recorder.
That's right. Okay.
Kaiwahi was trying to learn the lute, but then ended up having to sail so much she couldn't.
That's right. Okay, so the two women sit at the bar here, and they're sort of, sipping their wine, but they don't look that invested in it. Every once in a while, they kind of cast glances over their shoulder at the two of you.
And we are not together.
No,
and not
I
trying
know.
to look together.
No, I know.
Okay.
They're just it's sort of, one looks over at Mary, and then like a half a minute later, one looks over at Elva, but just they seem to have a nervousness looking at you guys.
And while I am sitting here, it takes 10 minutes to ritually cast detect magic, but I'd like to try to have it going when people come in.
You could have had that going before they came in. If that was what your intent was, you could have definitely done that. So
just that way, when people come in, I get a sense of them.
And what's the
if they're carrying anything dangerous?
I should know this. Is it 10 minutes or half hour?
It lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. Okay.
So I'm kind of like 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off.
Well, you can immediately start recasting it as a ritual.
Yeah.
Well, can I? Because it's a concentration spell. So I have to concentrate on it.
I don't know.
No, yeah, that would be weird. Can you cast a concentration spell as you're ritually casting? And can you be doing anything else while you ritually cast something?
I mean, I'm sitting at a table.
No,
I imagine I can do that.
I asked that question rhetorically, not for the gameplay here. You would have been able to cast it without trouble. You guys were alone in the bar for several minutes before somebody walked in. You knew that people were likely to come in. You cast it. They came in. They are not radiating any magic.
Okay.
after about, if you were to count 100 Mississippi or 100 Arrowlike Kenlu, uh, they get up and walk with less confidence than the man who winked at Vela or Robes, you don't know which. Uh,
I asked if he winked at me. He said yes.
Robes, yes, he did say that. Uh, so they go around the bar and sort of casting maybe furtive glances at both of you as they walk past the door and into the kitchen.
I'm gonna wink at them as they go in.
Okay.
That's what people do here.
What's your intent with that? Just to be normal? Because people do
No,
that?
it's a little capricious.
Is it to be intimidating?
Nope, not to be intimidating. It's essentially to fuck with them.
It's the Feywild rubbing off.
Yeah, it's absolutely the Feywild. It is just to be capricious.
I think they would take it as... I'm going to give them an insight check.
As Elva is sitting here playing the flute, playing her Feywild flute in this tavern. Just gonna wink at somebody.
4 on the die, bonuses notwithstanding. They look at you quizzically as you wink.
Intentionally trying not to convey any message.
Right. And so the one will look at you quizzically and then wink awkwardly back at you. And then look at her friend and shrug. And then they walk into the kitchen.
Would I be able to get a sense if, I mean, because we know, because our friends did this, there is the
what's
swap
back there,
meet,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So does it seem like that's what they're doing? Like that it's just like, ooh, maybe we're here for the first time, or do these people realize we're going to the,
Okay.
I don't know.
There is that's several questions. So I was gonna say you know that where they're going for sure. I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Right. Right.
Insight onto whether or not they're first timers or what they're doing back here, I'll need an insight roll for.
Sure. I guess my main thing is to see if I would perceive them as a threat, like
Sure.
if they seem to find us kind of whatever, but my guess is like, oh, maybe this is their first time coming and they're like, oh, are we being watched? But I don't know.
Your sense with a 13 is they are trepidatious and on that cusp between nervous and scared.
Mm.
Reasons for that do not present themselves from your insight.
Right. I would just have to guess at that.
Yep.
So after they walk through, Elva is gonna walk over, sit down at the trivia machine with her back toward Mary, and poke at it a little bit, and then whisper over her shoulder, "We should be watching for that tattoo that signifies the resistance."
It's hard to see with so many people covered up. What about the ring fingers? I noticed he touched them on the ring finger. Is that where the tattoo normally is?
I thought it was on a wrist.
Oh,
I thought so
right,
too,
right,
but
wrist, yep.
I thought so too, but I just wasn't sure if I was remembering correctly.
I thought we just needed to watch more to see what the ring finger meant.
Wow.
Okay.
We have rearranged my office, and my camera does completely different things with this lighting situation. Sorry, I just realized how fuzzy I was. Okay.
But then I will finish my trivia game and walk back over, sit down, play my flute some more.
Okay. All right. Back to the cavern below. You guys were heading towards the winking man, right?
Paul, am I interpreting your comment about the ring finger? Were you thinking the ring finger was where that would be and not the wrist?
No. I thought I had said it was on the bicep, but you're right. I did say wrist, but the ring finger is separate.
Is a whole different thing.
It's to your knowledge right now, it's a different thing. You remember it being on the wrist. You're right.
But okay, I was taking your you seem to be like, oh right, it's the wrist. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't.
No,
reading into something.
The tap on the ring finger is slightly different.
Okay. Great.
Actually, Um, let me ask this, Ed. Is Elvis' shield? Where is it right now?
It's probably on her back. I mean, it's still giving the magical bone. I mean, she still has advantage on
Right.
perception.
Okay. Well, give me a perception check let me retcon a perception check. And actually, Meriwether, you give me one, because you were looking at them, so give me one as well.
Yeah, mostly to see if they had. I wasn't thinking so much the tattoo, but just weapons, seeing if they were,
Wow,
dangerous.
26 and 25. Um, they tap the ring
We're
finger.
good lookouts.
Yeah, you are. You guys are like the right people to be up here. So very narrow, very thin band of gold on their fingers that were tapped.
And it wouldn't have been magical because
Not
I was
magical,
looking
but
for that. So,
what
yeah.
is striking is that they're very thin. It's almost like gold wire. And you would need the 25-26 from where you guys were sitting to notice that.
It's the perfect glint.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're both very observant people as well, so uh, but that is what you get. So you guys picked up a little something there with the ring fingers, and that they
Okay.
had something on their rings that he touched when they were let in. All right, going back down below. You guys are making your way towards the Winking Man, who you know because I disclosed it immediately was Karguk. Uh,
Totally different tavern.
uh, so uh, you guys are, yeah. This is where the rave happens. Is in the below
We're
ground.
going to the
Like,
Winking Man.
oh, the Winking Man. Yeah, that's true. But it's what they call the bar below hand. This is where the rave happens after hours. Uh,
Nice.
so as you guys are making your way there, uh, it's just more of the same for robes. Vela, at one point picks up. I've said this before, but it always sticks out to me because I play a lot of Candy Crush, and the ads for
Yes.
Candy Crush are every third time are in Spanish, and but they're for United States companies, so it's the Spanish language and then U.S. Bank, and so you hear undercommon, 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 adult, undercommon, undercommon, undercommon.
Oh, I'm going to make note of where that is.
Okay. Uh,
But
you note a person who is selling, and you already were watching this person, and so that's maybe what caught your eye originally, because this person is selling potions and scrolls.
huh? Okay.
And
I'm gonna. Yeah.
for Tony, I just want to note nothing is really catching your eye as far as weapons go. You have weapons like this; they're all short swords. There's nothing exotic looking. These are all easily concealable weapons, but um, there's nothing better than what you have that you see as a weapon, even if it were magical. Um,
Any gigantic, evil-looking great swords?
no, no. All of these weapons are surreptitious. All of these weapons you get. I mean, these are people who are stick and movers. Um,
Yeah.
so uh, you're there's some of these potions you immediately assume are poisonous. Um, this is you're getting the sense that you're in a place, a swap meet for people who are potentially insurrectionists.
Right.
Uh, do I see anything longbow size?
Nothing longbow, no. Longbow's too big.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What about hand crossbow size?
Yeah, definitely you see a hand crossbow.
Noob and Vela might be interested in that. I haven't seen Noob shoot his hand crossbow in a long time.
Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Um.
But
Okay, we need to stay on target. Stay on
but
target.
you guys are as you catch that, you catch the scroll seller with the potions who, you just hear the word Dalt in a string of undercommon, and that person is like 2, 3 tables over from where you need to go, uh, and the person that you are looking at is currently treating with a Drow woman.
Well, I'm ignoring her and staying on target.
No, 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 no. I mean the
Oh, the winking guy?
yeah, he's talking with a Drow woman at his
He's
table.
busy.
Yeah.
And there's nobody at the adult table.
Well, yes, there is somebody at the adult table. The person who is talking,
Seller.
the seller is talking to. No, they're talking to somebody. That's why Dalt was said. They weren't just yelling out Dalt for no reason. Uh, they
I thought maybe they were hawking their wares.
it could be, but no.
It's just the way you said it. I wasn't laughing at you, but it
Yeah.
was just like, well,
Yeah.
just-
But no, they were talking.
Well,
They are talking to a human man.
I lean over. Are they both what they look like? Robes.
These are the ones. Paul, I guess like remind me, are these the ones that are shifted? Or are they
Do
actual
these
people?
have illusions?
The person who is speaking and had said the word Dalt is covered in an illusion. Um, the person speaking to is a Drow, or no, a human man who is wearing the same cloak as you guys, uh, and is much younger, appearing like can't be more than 17. And I know Vela, like elven wise, is like 18 or 19 now, but like
Mm-hmm.
has lived a lifetime in the last year. Doesn't look
Mm-hmm.
like a fresh-faced teenage kid anymore. Uh, has seen some shit. This kid, he's seen some shit coming down to the Underdark, maybe, but otherwise, much fresher, uh, younger,
Did you just
inexperienced.
tell me I look old?
No, I'm saying the person in front of you looks very naive.
I heard
I'll,
Haggard.
I'll say that the
I
Vera's
did too. Yeah.
this one looks
Worn-
younger than you.
worn
I'd
out.
like to,
This person here, yeah, but you've really aged, Vela. I'm sorry. What I meant is this person, you've picked up some life experience in the last year.
Uh-huh.
The way
Uh-huh.
you were
Uh-huh.
playing your
Uh-huh.
character was, I don't know
Fine. It's
anything
fine.
except this.
A little crusty, maybe even.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, Paul. It's a knapsack, not a parachute. We can
Yeah,
stop.
I'm fine. How many times have I said, and Merryweather's enormous?
yes,
So-
I get called enormous a lot.
So, uh,
So you're Haggard, I'm enormous. We got great body image going on here.
now I do feel like it's a
Okay.
knapsack, not a parachute.
Just joking.
I know. I
Merryweather
did for
is
myself.
big. She's a tall lady.
Yep.
He's big boned.
Tall drink of water.
Tall drink of water.
So neither of them are done talking.
Nope.
I'm gonna noob in your head. You're gonna hear they're talking about Dalt. Can you listen in to the lady with the scrolls to see what she's saying about Dalt? You can't reply to this message. Not in my head. I mean, you can just tell me.
Noob will just kind of go,
I did not pick that up.
Person to wink at me in the last
Oh, he
hour.
winked. Okay.
yeah, wait.
Okay.
Real,
Nobody's ever
real
winked at me before.
chalantly. There was no non.
No, real
There was
shit.
no.
Fully chalant.
Yeah, it's fully chalant.
Full on chalant.
I know I look old and like I've seen a lot of things, but this is more winking than I've ever experienced in my many, 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 many years.
Well, you are an elf.
I know.
Full elf. So,
Yes. So I often forget.
all right.
So, what kind of things do I hear from their conversation, Paul?
Um, so the person that is selling is particularly like uh, is clearly like trying to upsell this potion to this person.
Credit card? Do you want to buy? Do you want to get a store credit card? You can get 10% off.
Not so much that, because obviously they don't know if they'll ever see the person again, but is basically aggrandizing a potion of gaseous form. Uh,
Oh.
and is the upshot of it is the person there, you're picking up that the young person is invoked Dalt first. And then this person is saying, well, what more would a follower of Dalt want than to be able to get beyond this lock and key with the form of, the gaseous form here? In particular, since you're here for such a mission, and carry the card, you must have a reason. And then that's why the Dalt that was most recently said was Dalt must have you here for a reason.
Noob will explain to Vela that there's a shysting going on from a shyster.
Shysting in Dalt's name.
What are they trying to sell him?
Some sort of fart potion.
Gaseous form.
Yeah, some sort of fart potion.
Yeah.
What Tony said.
Nice.
Oh. So why are they talking about Dalt?
I think the kid is a follower.
Oh. Mm. So I'm gonna make up a me as a person. Dusty is making up a follower of Dalt greeting.
Okay.
That Dalt followers use. So
Sure.
I'm gonna slightly walk up a little bit and kind of look like I'm looking at things, and uh, next to him say, "May Dalt unlock all of life's blessings for you." In is a human, so I'll say it in common.
Okay. Uh, and his eyes get wide, and then he responds to you. And yet you be able, and may you yet keep secret those things that you wish kept hidden. Uh, which is because he's the god of locked doors, so
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he will give the traditional greeting back to you, fumbling a little bit. He's got it. It sounds right. It's
Aw, you're new.
well, not so much new as kind of like you. He's like, I've always believed this, and now I've gone to the real church. And
Where we drink.
yeah, well, I'm sort of, I know this is the greeting because I read it in a book, but I've never said it out loud. So that kind of thing.
Right.
Kind of like a Jew
Got
in a
it.
Catholic service, it all seems the same, but there are a couple of things that are different. And also with you. Okay.
Alaikum assalam.
Yeah. Well, very similar. Alaikum shalom in Hebrew, and then assalamu alaikum in Arabic. But
But the response is Alaikum assalam.
yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I figured that's what you were doing.
I was just doing the Hebrew and I can understand because Hebrew and Arabic are very similar. But anyway, so
Okay. Uh, I don't want to interrupt their business a whole lot, so I'm gonna just kind of step back if they're still conversing on.
Yeah. And he gives you like a shy smile, and then the buyer, and then goes back to his business as you step back. But the Drow woman purchases what looks to be a dagger from winking half orc. Uh, for Nubin and Robes, who are probably paying more attention to that side than to what's happening with the adult guy.
Yep.
Um, and so she pockets the dagger. They give each other the one finger salute.
They're
And
flipping each other off?
no,
Yeah,
I
was
was like,
what?
no. Yeah. Well, that's two fingers. But uh, but the sort of one finger to the temple kind of point thing. I guess people do it with
Yeah.
two though. You know.
Yeah.
One finger salute means flipping the bird in my world.
Yes,
Does it?
sure does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
Yep.
not what I meant.
That's how you tell somebody you're number one.
Ah. I was not thinking that. I was thinking more the whole, hey, how you doing? Kind of
Yep.
thing. So that person walks away, and as you walk up, Robes, or as he sees you, uh, gives you a wink. Uh,
Who
Hey,
is he winking at?
looks like Robes.
This time.
Rather than reply with the wink, I will give my own one finger salute.
Noob under his breath is going to say, "Swinger."
Sorry, noob. It's the charisma. I can only hold his back so much.
In common, he says, common or the undercommon?
Ramen.
I don't common. Yeah, I don't speak undercommon. I do speak, and I'll go through Elvish, Dwarvish, Abyssal, and Draconic.
He'll switch.
Just hit.
Okay, he'll switch to Abyssal.
Oh.
Um,
I'll just have a short conversation with him and say, this just...
Before you start talking to him, you're just going to hear quickly, show off.
And Nubin
I used to work in a court. I was a courtier. That's my background.
Right.
Yeah, way back. Before I was gonna be a character in the campaign. I'm like, I gotta make how that makes sense somehow. No, it's all good. So I was just like, I'll speak in Abyssal and just say, just to my friends who don't all speak it, but just wanted to test the level of trust. So appreciate you sharing your knowledge of your languages. But let's switch back to common for my friends. And obviously I know Noob can hear, but it's Vela. I don't think it can speak Abyssal, so.
Correct.
He'll switch to Elvish, looking at Vela.
Oh, Elvish. That'll work.
And he says, not everyone here can speak Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone here can speak common.
Fair enough.
I like a little bit of muddling, a little bit of babble, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
How can I serve you?
You also like winking. Why are you winking at us?
I like what I see.
I told you, Vela.
But he winked at me too.
You should have more confidence.
He looks over at you and gives you a wink.
Nubin, third wheel in here, buddy.
Nope.
Fourth wheeling.
Fourth wheel.
It's coming.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's that kind of party.
No, he just whoever.
When it happens, Nubin's going to be like, "Told you."
It's whoever gives him any kind of feedback or is bantering with him is who he banters back with.
He's got an addiction.
So he switches to Elvish.
Yeah, we are already in Elvish.
Yeah. And but I assume you are here to procure the otherwise unprocurable.
That is correct.
Yes. Right. I should stop talking. Go for
No,
it,
no.
Robes.
What kind of
Well,
No. Definitely.
are you like blushed, like full red, like? Yeah. Yeah.
what kind
All
of
right.
items are you looking for?
Well, we were looking for many things, but one thing in particular that we've been having trouble getting is um, a uh, a solvent of some kind.
The
Apparently, not
universe
very
solvent?
popular around these parts. Hmm.
It
Yes.
is really very difficult to obtain because, according to how Sal serves, it can destroy what all the things they've been built for, or they've been building up to. They don't say that, of course, but
Hmm.
if
Well, I did not know that you were so friendly with the house.
Isle serves,
Hmm.
quite the opposite, I assure you.
Well, then I don't see a problem.
No, I don't say there is a problem. I have no problem other than it's difficult to obtain. I have one source. Hmm. And you see him like checking back. He goes, perhaps two. Although the second is dangerous. The third is merely, or the other is merely deadly. It will cost you.
Well, two sources. Well, you still have a cost. Maybe we can start with the show of good faith for even revealing that much, and I'll slide 2 platinum over.
He slides
Let's
him.
just talk about your cost.
He slides him over towards himself, but he leaves him on the table. And he said, "It's not just money."
Mm. Go on.
In your head, is he talking about things that involve winking?
Oh no.
No. It's not that kind of
I'll
game.
deliver this to you in Bone Town.
No.
That's what we call a cemetery, actually. Sorry, was that misleading?
Okay.
Poorly named.
Now that might be true. But
Yeah, because we had heard something about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
the vampire lady has it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's true. That's true.
So the one I am aware of that I know I can get it is deadly. But we've done dealings before. The second is a merchant, comes from the overground.
He's a tiefling, blue hair.
No, he's a tiefling though. It's a purple hair.
So, purple hair. That was a purple hair, not blue
Yeah.
hair.
It's purple hair.
Uh,
That's
Uh,
not a reference.
but either way, I could. It would take me a little longer with him. He is dangerous. It's hard to know where his allegiances lie. The deadly
Oh
one,
no, it's not. It's himself. It's always been himself. That's I'm not there. Sorry. I'm just bitter.
Sorry, I'm feeling it in my head. Like I know what Mary would say right now.
The other one is deadly, but
Predictable.
much more powerful. But I know where her loyalties lie. Is that all you seek? I'm sorry. I am compelled to put my cards on the table. And he leans like sort of forward, even though like he's not sitting like I am. He's got his hands down on the
Mhm.
table now and leans closer to you. If you are seeking universal solvent, I assume you have certain artifacts in your possession. You do not need to confirm or deny that. I don't really want to know. What I do wish to know is, do you have the poison and do you have the scroll?
We
We're
have the
working on
poison.
the scroll.
Mm.
Do you know where the scroll is?
No. Do you?
I do.
Well, I know
I
that.
wink at him.
He laughs and he says, "You are charming," uh, and he pulls out like several sheafs of like really fine like a cellophane paper, and he starts working with them with his hands. He's just sort of messing around with them.
Well, when I know this is tricky, but when he was talking about the poison in the scroll,
Yeah.
I'm staring him dead in the eyes, trying to get a read for intention or
Mm-hmm.
like I'm reading you, but I want to say like the character's facial expression. Is this someone who's about to turn us in? Is he trustworthy? Does he seem genuinely excited about this information? Is he scared about it? Like
Okay.
any kind of emotional read.
And Nubin just rolled a 27 insight on the same thing.
Okay.
Never
Well,
mind.
give me a roll there, Robes,
Sure.
because he
Call
is
for him.
okay. So the first thing I will say is as you guys are trying to read this, he says this to you, and then uh, he hears from Vela, and then gets the wink from Vela, and averts his gaze from you guys as quickly as he can. He's pulling out all of these little sheafs of like fine vellum cellophane paper, and he starts folding and bending and rolling them. Uh, you get the sense that he's some sort of operative. You get the sense that he is driven by more than money, and you're not sure. Well, with a 27, you get a sense of hope from a person named Hope. Uh, that's what the 27 gets. The 13 gets he's playing coy, but also you can tell he's taking a risk saying what he even said to you.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
I know your question was whether or not he's baiting you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is this a double agent, etc.? You don't know with a 13.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I was trying to pick up like the emotion behind the question, but that
Yep.
that the sense of there being coyness lets me know there's something, but maybe not what all Newbin picked up.
Yep. But
Okay.
Newman gets the sense of there's an alertness, a hope behind this. I'm going
Yeah.
up top again here quick. Up top, there's a bit of noise outside the bar. It smells really bad.
Like onions.
No. It smells like
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 a
balls.
gaseous form.
Nope. It smells like decay. Uh, like the worst smell of you just found a dead rodent that you've ever smelled.
Right.
And it's approaching the bar from the outside. The You are alone. You guys are in this room alone. The bartender has not come back out.
Well, he's shucking onions.
He is. He's trying to figure out what to do with them because he didn't actually get any direction. I guess he's just eating them like apples and then trying to figure out how to get them into a bar glass. Um,
And that's coming from outside, you said.
it
Like
is
outside.
from the street outside. Yep.
Right.
Well, I can cast gust and kind of blow the stench away. But does it smell familiar? Is it something we've smelled before?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably. It
Because
smells like
if it's
dead people.
yeah, if it's something that makes it seem like there might be something dangerous coming, um, man, I don't want to have an arrow pointed at somebody coming in, so I'll just have I'll produce flame in my hand, and
Okay.
I'll get ready. Like if something comes at me all hostile, like I'll throw it.
Yeah, I'll stand rather than keep sitting and put my flute away.
Okay. The door doesn't like burst open. It's not dramatic like that. It's the same as when you walked in. The door opens, except for what walks through is an ephemeral form. Uh, I think you guys have seen ghosts before. Uh, I get my campaigns mixed up and I don't remember what's what.
Well, we've seen like revenants. We've seen
Yeah.
like I know we've seen a lot of like undead kind of
I
things,
wouldn't think
but
it was weird.
Okay.
yeah.
We are level 17. The likelihood is high.
So a ghost opens goes through the door. Then the door opens, and coming in behind the ghost are several ghouls and more ghoulish looking things. It looks like sort of a patrol or a troop of some sort. The ghost looks over at Mary uh, and out of phase. Like the mouth is moving, but the sound is got like a half a second delay. Says, is oh my god, I can't. I was leading up to something and I can't remember the name of the person. We look for Physic. I can't even say his name. Physico.
What? Last I saw him, he was in the back. I think he's doing something with onions.
Onions. The the overground food.
One of them.
It starts to smell incredibly bad in here, as these six ghasts and ghouls are just, and they're not they're not acting like mindless sort of simps, you know. They're like waiting for orders.
Well,
Behind.
and we know there's a whole section of town that is filled with undead, right? Like
Yeah.
these
Yeah,
are possibly citizens of this area. They're not necessarily, you
indeed,
know.
indeed.
Okay.
Uh,
They're a known commodity at the very least.
Right.
uh,
Right.
he's normally out here though. What would be so special about?
I'll just give a loud whistle,
Oh,
like trying to get the bartender's attention.
uh,
I like the idea that he can't smell this over all the onions. He
Yeah.
just like
Right.
overpowered by
yeah,
the onion
yeah.
smell.
The onions have killed it. So due to the whistle, he runs out. Oh, oh, Terrian. Um, I this is not convenient. Uh, Terrian, this I am not interested in your convenience. Uh, you understand what is due. I yes, yes, of course. Um, the way is clear. And he moves off to the left, and they all start moving into the kitchen.
Are they gonna be trouble? Fizizico or whatever the fuck your name is?
You know, sometimes fantasy name generator does me no favors. Fisico? Uh, oh, uh, he says, yes, in all likelihood, there will be trouble.
I have no way of letting our friends downstairs know. Do you?
Well, I could turn into a small creature
Not at
and run down
present,
there.
he says, as you say that, Mary.
Oh, I wasn't asking you. Thank you.
Oh, you were talking to Mary. Okay, sorry. No, he wasn't saying that. He doesn't say what you were talking to Mary. I'm sorry.
Right. I'm gonna send Katha to follow them. Because Katha can telepathically communicate. She's just gonna get down and flash like warning to Robes and Vela and Nubin with images of undead.
Okay.
I really want to be like, what is it, girl? What is it, girl?
Take me to the well.
He's like,
all right. Are you going to change, Mary?
Yeah, I think I am. I was looking at my spells too to see if I could cast Zephyr Strike before changing, so that I get a burst of speed when when I. But I just was reading the spell real quick, but I have to make a strike to do that. So I think I'm just gonna it's something that skitters pretty fast.
I don't know where I put my Katha token for you to grab. Oh, it's probably in this
Well,
one
I'm
called
sending her onto a
Familiars.
map that I can't see. So
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't even find it. But I have one that's called Familiars that has Katha, Max 1000, and Spiritual Weapon in it. Okay. What are you turning into, Mary?
Well, I guess I was thinking something more just like a rat, but I don't know how fast rats are. So I wanted to turn into something that's at least fast enough to.
Speedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
a bat,
I'll
maybe
just say
something with a
yeah.
fly speed could get down there.
I could maybe just do a little bat.
I'll tell you what. How you feeling, Tony? Are you good?
I'm good for a little bit.
Because I'm thinking I might take a bio break, and then we can bring up whatever it is you want to be, Mary, as soon as we come back from a quick bio. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Okie doke. That's what we'll do. We'll be back in like 5, y'all. Hold on 1 second.
I just had a Sam visit wanting some pets, so.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main
Real
core
live.
values. The first is
Hi, everybody. We're back. We are going. I don't have a map for this. I wish I had made a overlay. I have one for some of our other games where there's no map and it's just us, so that because the map is somewhat misleading. I'm gonna put the map right now onto Erlai Kinlu. There we go. And I'll place this token where we're actually at, which is over here in Altud Ardal. Okay. And that our what has occurred is our players have gone to a below the bar swap meet slash black market for forbidden goods in the city of Erlai Kinlu. Two of them, Elva and Merryweather, had stayed above to keep an eye on things, and they did in time to notice that uh, I think that 7 undead creatures had walked by them, had a conversation with the bartender, and the bartender acquiesced and let them pass through into the passageway to the swap meet where their other 3 companions were trying to find out information on how to obtain universal solvent here in the city. So, one of them sent their fleet-winged familiar down to telepathically communicate to those 3 that danger in the form of undead was en route. And then Merryweather transformed into an owl that did I hear correctly was also invisible?
It's a tiny owl, and I'm going to fly by Elva, who's going to make me invisible.
Okay.
Correct.
So there's an invisible screech owl. I just learned last night that screech owls are tiny.
Yeah.
Dusty taught me. So.
You're so cute.
And so an invisible screech owl is now flying down.
They have big hair.
Yes.
The screech owls.
Yes.
They have big hair.
They're fluffy. They just look like.
It's Lita Ford in the video with Ozzy Osbourne. That's the kind of hair they have. Yeah.
All right.
They have 1d4 minus 1 hit points.
No. With
minimum one.
Minimum 1, I'm certain.
I don't know why it came up as Katha, but it would be 2.
Okay.
2 for my little owl.
Okay. So
You and Katha match.
Not a wild shape for the hit point sync advantage in this case.
But it has a fly speed of 60.
Wow.
And that's why I picked it, because I want to fly fast and get down there.
All right.
You're faster than Katha.
Without trouble, you catch up. Katha was released first, then you turned, and so you were a couple seconds behind. You surpassed Katha, but Katha can communicate telepathically at what distance?
It doesn't specify.
I'm going to say within sight. As soon as you get down there, Katha communicates this, and then you would never see the invisible. Well, does Robes see invisible owls?
It's an illusion spell, so yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not as well. Yeah, the invisibility. I'm sorry. Yeah. Would you see that it's me?
Invisibility is illusion.
Not with your perception 10, I believe, is what.
I was gonna say, would I see a tiny owl? No.
Probably not. Yeah. So
if I did see it, I would see it.
You can, if you want to make a perception check after Katha gives you the telepathic warning, you can. But otherwise, both Mary Owl and the Katha get...
it is not. It's not sight. It's within 100 feet.
Well, I said the thing was 120 feet, so it would would get there. You'd still be able to message before she got there. So if Mary is flying straight to them, there is no trouble, because I said it was several. I don't know if I said hundreds of feet, but it's probably only like 60 feet down on that circular staircase. But you guys don't have to fuck with the stairs. I mean, you just sort of zoom out, and so Mary and Katha get there well before even the ghost gets to the ground floor of the swap meet. So you guys are with your party. Now, I don't know, I don't want to say, or if that's where you're heading, I don't know if you want to do anything differently. I'm just saying you can do that without trouble.
Katha gets down there, but Katha has now done what she was sent to do.
She was instructed to do. Mary,
Yeah, really just give the warning.
is your goal to fly to them, or do you want to do anything else as you're flying through the space?
Gosh, I think my goal was mostly to fly to them
Okay,
because I'm ahead of the ghoul army right now,
by a lot.
right?
By
Yeah.
by some
Okay.
distance, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to get over to them,
Okay.
and
That's accomplished. Do you want
that's
to?
what I will do.
Okay. You have time to do something. However, I will also say that Nubin, uh, Vela, and Robes would also have a chance, having been given the psychic warning from Katha, to do something. And then I'll check in with what Elva's doing up top.
Well, I would say when I get to them, I just want to drop wild shape. I would
Okay.
still be invisible.
Yeah,
Or is
because I'm
that-
maintaining concentration.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll get over behind my friends and just kind of let them know to watch out. I'll confirm what Katha said. Like
Okay.
I don't know what Katha flashed, but I'm like, there's a pretty scary ghost lady and her entourage coming. You'll smell them before you see them. Seems
I'll
like we
reach
might
out
have
and grab.
trouble.
After I turn invisible, Robin, or I'm gonna hand grab because I can see Meriwether even though she's invisible because I've got the witch sight. I'm just gonna reach out and like tap your shoulder and say, I'm right here. I can see you. So where you go, I will follow you."
All right. I usually stay far back and shoot arrows, but I appreciate that you got my back.
Got it. Now I'm gonna just check in quick with Vela and Nubin, then up to Elva.
We're talking to the dude still, right?
You can be.
And so Mary came up.
You were
So
psychically alerted by Katha first.
Right. I'm just thinking. Mary came up with her warning. Did he hear?
I probably would have said it loud enough for him too. Like if
Okay.
you were there talking, I wasn't
Subtle.
hiding it from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as he hears Mary, he doesn't mess around. He doesn't have a lot of goods with him. He has just like a number of cards on a velvet bit of cloth, and with one smooth motion, he rolls that up, tucks it into his pocket, and says, "Well, the party's over. If you would like to join me, I'll be heading south. And by south, I mean down."
Okay.
Now I want to
We
check in
didn't
with
wink.
Elva.
Elva is waiting upstairs for now.
Okay. How can you?
I've moved a little bit over to near the door that goes back to the back room, but I'm
Yep.
staying in the bar.
Do you have a distance thing with Katha?
Within 100 feet, I could see through her eyes and can telepathically can communicate like actual words and things telepathically.
Okay. Did you tell
But
her
if
to
it's
come?
120 down, then I've probably lost that.
No, it wasn't 120 down. It was 60 down. It's 120 all the way to the other side. So there's a possibility. I'm gonna say
Okay.
if you wanted to try to communicate with Katha, you'd have a shot to do that.
Yeah, I would say I will go ahead and warg into Katha to keep an eye on that room.
Okay. How's Katha's perception? Or you use your own, right?
I use my own once I'm in there.
With
But
the
Katha doesn't have my shield,
Shield, right? So.
so probably without the advantage.
Okay. Just give me a perception check. Since Katha's probably trying to see over there, but can't be right up on. Okay. Katha sees the person that your friends are talking to packing up, and they look like they are looking for a way out. All right.
I'm gonna sit tight.
Okay.
I know my friends and know what they're capable of. If they need an exit, they'll get one.
Um, the magic doors is his nickname. Uh, and he pulls out of his pocket a circle. Uh, it's just a black circle, and he says, "If you'd like, you can join me. Otherwise, perhaps we can meet later." You have, I would say, 10 seconds to determine another meeting location for us to meet. Although
Uh,
you guys wouldn't know the town, so he would say, uh, "Do you want to meet somewhere else? Make a decision, or come with me."
I would like to go down. I would like to go with you.
Yes, maybe you know something about this Tyrion.
Hmm. I
Let's
do know
go.
something about this Tarian. Okay. Uh, and he opens up what looks to be a portable hole, but isn't. Uh, and you jump down and you fall about 7 feet. I'm not going to have a damage roll.
It's not 10 feet. There wouldn't be.
That's right. It has to be 10, right? Is that the rule? It has to be 10 for there to
Yeah,
be a damage
after
roll?
10 feet, you take
Okay.
a d6.
So, and you're falling out of this hole, but you land in a very comfortable living room. And there's a fire roaring, and there's like one of those like like you're it's very Victorian. You have like very beautiful couches and seats, and there's a fire roaring, and then there's like a little rolling cart bar, and like 3 doors coming in here, all oak paneled. And he says, "Please make yourself comfortable." And he walks over to the bar cart. Would anybody like? I just acquired some ale. I acquired Emperor Otto ale. Um, and then I also have some um, claw wine.
Nothing for me, thanks. We've been hanging out in the bar a lot. I guess I'm more worried about the ghost lady.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry I get too direct sometimes,
No, no,
but
no, no, no. Of course. Uh, uh, I'm going to have a drink though. And he starts putting ice cubes in a glass. And
Well, I'll have some thing.
yep. I also have whiskey from up top. I have
Ooh,
several
I'll
other.
try that.
I have rum. You would like a whiskey? Okay. And he starts putting rocks in glasses. Um, you
Why are
are
you
in
putting rocks in your glasses?
ice, and
Making sure.
and he said,
And I think Robes will have some claw wine.
okay. He'll pour some cloud. Yes, I have a friend who brings this stuff from Saltmarsh. Uh, he brings the glasses up and he just sort of carries
Does
one.
everybody know Baracus in the Underdark?
Oh, you know him. Um,
He taught me to pray.
he also turned on us a couple of times. So yeah, we know him, but
that sounds like Baracus. That
mm-hmm.
that guy, if you don't mind me saying so, is an asshole.
I don't mind at all.
But he brings the best stuff when he comes. And he just sits down. You are concerned about Terrian, and you are right to be concerned. Uh, and you also had. This is actually, in some ways, serendipitous. And he winks at.
Meriwether is still invisible.
Oh, that's right. So he's talking to an invisible person. So he's a little off put by that. Never mind. I'm gonna back that up. Like any conversation he has with Mary is a little bit more guarded. Uh,
Okay.
uh,
You can wink at her. She doesn't mind.
he just winks at a
Wherever
corner,
she
and
might be.
I'm gonna roll a d8, and if it's 1, I'm winking in the right direction. Nope. he's
still a little off.
he's off by a couple degrees.
Mary intentionally just moves, kind of like, I don't need that.
I don't need to catch that.
Nah.
Also, Paul, I'm going to have Katha watch what happens when the ghost is down there.
Okay, so what you see, just so we keep up with that, Katha sees. After a while, actually, Ed, you tell me mechanically, like at a certain point, it gets to be a little bit more difficult. You might need to move into the kitchen to keep.
I think you said it was like 60 feet down to get to where that room opened up.
Yep.
Katha's just going to perch like right inside it and just watch the room.
And do the best. Okay. What you see is the ghost and the 6 undead walk right up to that table. Now you wouldn't know this, so they walk up to this table and they find a young man arguing with a person selling a scroll, and it's not maybe 10 feet from where your friends were, and they seemingly arrest. Although you know this is a Drow city and these are undead folk. They apprehend and take both the customer, this young man, and this sort of skeevy looking human selling him stuff. I think I said he was human, the seller.
He
was actually Robe saw him as actually a Drow woman, I think. But
okay.
Human man was what was presented, I think. If I'm remembering correctly. I will write it down or remember to watch this before the next if we pursue that thread.
And the young man, the customer, was the Dalt worshiper?
Or
was that somebody else?
Elva wouldn't know that.
No, I know. I'm just asking.
For gameplay, yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know it either. But Mary
That's
wouldn't,
true.
But I'm just wanting to make sure I was on the right page.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm doing is just seeing what happens there. And
well, they're going to come back up the way they came. So you're watching as that's happening, and
when it looks like they're heading back, I'm going to dismiss Katha.
Okay.
And then resummon her up by me. And then I'm just staying in the bar.
Does that take anything more than an action to do any of that?
No.
Okay.
It's not even an action to dismiss. It's just freely dismissed.
Okay.
And then as an action, I pull her back up where I am.
Okay. So easily done. And she's with you, and she's tiny, but not impossible. She's not invisible or anything, right?
Correct.
Okay.
My concentration's on Mary's invisibility.
Okay. So does that have a range, by the way?
Not once it's up.
Okay.
It's touch to cast it, but once it's up, it's up.
It's up. Okay. So, all right, that's happening. So they're walking with these people that are not bound, but clearly contained by ghouls. And they are walking back up towards the staircase. And then Katha's dismissed. You bring her back up. So you know they're coming back up, ostensibly anyway, by you. Or at least that's the most likely path that you're aware of. So, back to this comfortable living room. Now that we're in a more comfortable place, invisible people notwithstanding.
I'm comfortable.
I'm glad to hear it. I'd be more comfortable if I knew who I was talking with, but we'll just leave that as it is, I'm assuming.
Well, the way I could get past everybody was to be invisible, so... And I didn't cast the spell, so I'm kind of...
I appreciate discretion. I just... a little unnerved by not knowing who I'm talking to, but we'll go forward with the risks as they are. You are all seeking universal solvent. The deadly yet less dangerous way to obtain universal solvent is for me to talk with their boss. The more dangerous way is talking to your friend Baracus.
What?
Who's boss?
The deadly way, but less dangerous, is to speak with the boss of the people who just came into the room, the undead boss.
Okay.
Oh, the vampire woman?
Yes.
Right.
Known around these parts as Ostra Ferrostone.
Yep.
She's older than the city.
The 2,400-year-old vampire in Mortor.
And Mauertrier, yes.
And that's who that Tyrion works for?
Yes. Somebody must have pissed her off. I tend to not like being around when Ostra's mad, so I thought it best that we be gone. But Ostra is a surefire bet. If you want to get universal solvent, she already has it. Guaranteed. What she may ask in return for it? I can either broker that deal for you, or I could just point you in the direction. Given that I believe, from what I heard from Robes wasn't disguised, right? He was just robes with the hood up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Your Yuan T friend said, I think we're working towards similar aims. Which means you also need to know where to find a scroll.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I understand being cagey. Let me just say, if someone were looking to stop an extra-dimensional being from entering our world and wreaking havoc on it, that they may want an ancient hallowed spell scroll. And if they were...
Shalagala.
Ah, indeed. Shalagala. May his memory be a blessing. The...
Oh.
He was a good friend of mine.
Oh.
Old Crazy Eyes?
You knew him?
Yes, I knew him well.
Oh. Okay. Keep going with the important things.
If one wanted to find the scroll of Hallowed, one would need to go to the Fane of Lolth. It is kept in the High Priestess's chambers. It is under lock and key. It is very much guarded. It cannot be destroyed unless it is cast, and none of them wish to cast it. So, it is kept, to their mind anyway, safe in the most holy place on this realm's, this material plane's sacred place to Lolth. I allow myself to introduce myself. But it is kept in the most sacred place to Lolth on this material plane, the Fane. The Fane. Do you know where it is already?
Is it up on the...
The
No?
plateau.
Okay, that's
It
where...
is.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
yes.
gesturing, but I'm invisible, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he's looking like 15 degrees like to, left of you. No, it's difficult, I guess, to say. It is on the plateau, but it is not on the open plateau. you would have to go onto the plateau where the houses all have their manors. But there's I guess you would call it a cave opening, and a tunnel leading to the fane. Uh, you would have to go through uh, the. Uh, Paul needs to look at the map to make sure I'm right. Yeah, you would need to go through House Elserves um, to get to the pathway to the Fane. They sort of, over the last 10 years, have consolidated control over the priesthood of Lolth, and therefore have the best, if not, I mean, shared best access to the Fane.
All right. So that's the scroll, and there seems to be a couple options for the solvent. Personally, I vote the vampire.
What do we need to do with Baracus?
I vote the vampire. I don't want to trade with Baracus.
Well, I feel like it's important to figure out what the option is. Just, if we don't have to go in front of a mad vampire who just,
Well,
what's the second? What do we need to do with Baracus? How
Convince
come
him
he
to
has
not
access?
fuck us over.
the problem
Yeah,
with
he's fucked us over
Baracus,
every time.
the problem with Baracus is, although he has never sold me out, we go back a long way. But he may sell anybody out for the right bidder, is
Yep.
my understanding, and I'm not certain he hasn't had dealings positive and profitable for both with House Aelserves. I don't. Should you deal with Baracus, you'd have to kill him afterwards to keep his silence, which you may be
It
able to
sounds like
do.
some of my friends are willing to do that.
Well, I'd rather not kill anyone if, I don't want to
Sorry,
go
Mary.
looking
I'll do
for
it.
him just to kill him.
I'll take care of it for you, Mary.
On the
Are
other
you
hand,
sure?
he knows a great deal of things that are hidden to many, so he could.
And where would the Underdark get their ale if we were to dispose of him?
Well, that would be a problem, and I think a lot of people. He is oddly popular. I don't
Where
know
is
that
he
it's that
getting his
odd.
ale?
I think he's a hoot, but I also would very much like to see House Aelserves burn in eternal torment for what they did to my friend.
Just don't know as if I would even trust anything we would get from Baracus.
It's a concern.
I'm fine with doing the vampire thing. I just wanted to make sure we'd explored the options.
Like I said, there are
So
pros and cons to both. You will be
Well,
indebted to the vampire on some level. She does not make deals that do not contain strings. On the other hand,
Alva can help us
Baracus
with that.
would come with strings too.
Well, apparently he would come with a string around his neck.
oh, very good, Vela.
Thanks. Thanks,
You all,
Rose.
you all seem very capable to me. I don't have any doubt that you could handle Baracus, but could you handle what comes after Baracus?
But I have a proposal. We do both. For Baracus, we don't do it to get the solvent, but we arrange a meeting with him. And
To
then
do what?
the thing that Mary suggested.
Did not suggest that. I
Wait,
said
I
we should.
heard what you
suggesting we-
meant.
I was
Suggesting
anticipating
we
your whim,
bring-
sir.
I heard the words that she did not say.
Hindsight sucks, Robespierre.
Didn't even roll a check. I heard what I wanted to hear.
Yep.
What
So
do you
you're
guys?
It's just an
suggesting we
option.
meet with Baracus just to kill him?
Of course.
Wow, Robes.
I mean, he is an enemy. He's a threat. He knows too much about us. If he were to catch wind about us down here, we could be in big trouble.
Do you think?
I
We
think
don't know
so.
what we're doing. The last time we saw him, we were helping a cursed island.
Understood, but I think he knows that we're not here for a joy trip. A joyride
Well, neither is
tourist.
he. He's trading beer. We just turn him in.
Okay. I'm just saying, is a possible loose end to tie? Otherwise,
Feel like it's poking a wasp nest, really.
how else do you get rid of the wasps? You just let them sit there and keep building their nests?
Yeah.
It gets cold. It gets cold. They die. I don't know. Knock it down in the wintertime.
That's actually the way you do
are
it.
a vital. They are a vital part of an ecosystem, Robes.
But
We
not
can't
in my
just kill
house.
things we don't like
Fair
and
enough.
expect our world to keep turning same way it has.
I suppose you're right. Wait, what do you think? I'll grab the handle and unsheath them a bit.
Well, did you have him at any time you met Baracus?
I don't think so.
No.
No,
Maybe we've
because we got
chatted
him at
about it,
Ramshackle
though,
Bivouac, right?
Ed, you don't
Yeah.
show as being muted, but you are.
Yeah, I was muted on my
Okay.
end. You've never met Baracus while I was in the game, and you got Waith while I was here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But I figure we chat about our
All right.
times and adventures.
It's not like you can't pick it up from the.
So Waith's counsel to you is, look, I don't really love the vampire and their whole you know, well, there's a lot of destruction for their own sort of continued existence kind of thing that doesn't seem fair, particularly because a lot of it's manipulative, you know. However, your Baracus guy also just seems like a tool. And the righteous smiting part of me would love to just end that guy. But on the flip, ancient vampire who's fucking with people who are trading goods in order to bring down an evil empire that's bent on destruction of our world. I kind of want to know what their game is too, bro. I don't know.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not totally off base. But here's what I take. I think I vote we go with the vampire. But if we deal with Baracus, it is from me.
I feel like I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I felt that way with Gellin. I missed out on his final demise. But I don't know. With Baracus, it just seems unnecessary.
Okay.
Ugh. What do
I
you
agree
think,
with.
Newman? You were screwed over more than anybody, really, with Baracus.
I will follow along with what the group decides. I fear I'm not going to make a good decision with him.
Right. For Noob, it's personal. For Vela, it's personal. I think.
I don't like undead, and all I have with Baracus is a drinking in a church relationship.
Oh, I'm sure.
So realistically, it doesn't make any difference to me. They both kind of are bad choices.
I don't like Baracus, but what's more important is I don't trust his loyalties won't flip on a dime. Whereas a vampire, I think, might be a little more steady in her allegiances.
So
You know,
what I
there's
say,
fun little metaphors about like what you see in the mirror is exactly what you get, but I don't think that works for vampires.
You get nothing.
um,
And light.
jinx, we're both invisible, just both saying. Anyway, I'll say, listen, I feel very strongly that if we go to Baracus and actually try to get the solvent, that he will extract it from pain from us, possibly just directly turn us over. So I don't think that can be an option for acquiring the item. I was merely suggesting that we use as a pretense to get a hold of him.
Sorry,
Whether we
everybody.
punish him.
I don't want to interrupt, but you had another. Did you have another friend that was still at the bar? Would you want me to send somebody to find her?
That's right. I forgot
Can you
that.
do that?
No, I mean,
No. Okay.
I don't know if I don't think we should make a decision without Elva, but I don't know if we want to bring Elva here.
Well.
She
Okay.
might be doing something important up there, and we don't necessarily want her.
I just
Right?
asked. I just asked, and
Identified?
he starts throwing some more ice into a glass for himself. He's like, "I'm just asking in case you wanted your friend," but he just throws some more ice in and pours another whiskey for himself.
The camera cuts back to Elva. She's sitting in the kitchen shucking onions and telling stories about the Feywild to the bartender.
And he's starting to really like warm up, and he's like, wait a minute. So you have like a Seelie and an unseelie court?
Yes.
Oh, and no, wait, neither one of them's necessarily good or bad.
No, they're both very bad in some ways, but useful.
Interesting.
You just have to be careful about how you deal with them. Really, they're two sides of a coin.
I find the outside of these onions are slimier than the inside. The insides have a better crunch. And he's having a conversation with Alva. And he'll continue to ask, but that conversation, by the way, would have been after this, Ed. So like we might retcon that because
Yeah.
before
No,
that,
I was just thinking it'd be funny if you said
yeah, if
Elva, she's probably doing something important. So that's when you cut back and she's shucking.
Because we don't know that they
yeah,
immediately took, whatever. So, I mean, you're still on watch for all I know.
So they walk up, the ghost and the ghouls and ghasts that you saw coming in walk up with two people you don't recognize, a younger man, 17, 18 years old, and what appears to be a human, I think I said human male, somewhere in his 30s, and they both look terrified, but they are submitting to being brought out of there, and the ghost nods at a ghoul, and the ghoul pulls out 2 gold pieces and puts them on the table near you for the bartender, and then just they continue to walk out. And then the ghost, sort of over her shoulder, so to speak, says, "Remember, Madame Farrowstone does not approve of her goods being sold without her knowledge, and your store can be shut down." And they continue to move on. No action from Alva? Okay.
Nope.
So then the onion thing does happen, and then anything else from you guys as we're wrapping up? We're gonna because it is 11 o'clock Tony time.
Well, I mean, I think at some point it would make sense to, see if the marketplace is cleared and try to reconvene with our friend.
Okay.
I could go out and take a peek
Okay.
while I'm still invisible.
He says, you're about 7 blocks northeast of there. So he sort of draws a quick map. He's like looking up and talking to nothing. You're standing like at another like, but he's looking up as if he's talking to you, but you're not there. And then puts a map on, and then he holds it up, and you don't take it because you're not there, and then he just puts it on the table.
I'm pretty good with maps. I got it.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to take it, but so he draws you up like the road to get back to the the Weeping Egg. Um, and he says, if I do have accommodations here, if you'd like them for one night. After that, you would actually put me at some risk.
We have accommodations. Do you feel like she's gonna be there for a long time?
No, if you would wish to stay at the Weeping Egg, you can certainly leave here and go there. If you would all like to leave now.
I don't mind staying here. I mean, your place is beautiful. I'd happy to.
It won't be here again tomorrow.
I mean, I don't know where it is now, so
Well, I just drew a
but
map,
just
but
walked through a hole. I know I don't read
oh,
maps.
okay.
She does.
Uh, I changed my
She grew up on
location.
the street.
What'd you say?
She grew up on the streets.
She grew up on the street.
Yeah. Um. Yes,
I'm sorry, I don't speak map.
I will be. I will be elsewhere tomorrow, but you can get word to the professor or to the bartender, and either one of them can reach me if you need to speak with me again. If you're pursuing talking to Madame Farrowstone, be advised she does stand on courtesy.
Who is courtesy?
No. It's a turn of a phrase. It means she expects politeness.
Got it. That makes sense.
Sorry, I've been in the Underdark too long. My Undercommon and Common, the idioms get messed up. But yes, uh, she will expect politeness, and she will exact a cost.
Is there a specific version of polite that she looks for? Like, don't speak unless you're spoken to,
Probably a
don't
good
talk at
start.
all, curtsy, wear a dress,
Um,
everybody's hair has to be covered,
your
all black.
attire, your attire and your hair are however you wish to wear them. Uh, but a curtsy would not go amiss, or a bow.
Any, like, big faux pas to not do?
Uh, she's not necessarily quick to anger, so I I would say don't double cross her, and if she instructs you to do something, best to do it.
Right. Well, we won't double cross her. We're not Baracus.
Well, he's had dealings with her, so he must
Sure,
not have.
she's the one person he hasn't double crossed.
He laughs. Must be. He
No,
must be.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I
okay.
left.
Okay.
I
Oh,
said
oh,
that
right,
because I
right.
thought it was funny,
Oh,
Day
but
ain't over yet.
yeah, no, I left to go back to
oh,
the
okay.
to see if the way was clear.
Are you all heading back to the Weeping Egg?
Well, I had volunteered to go take a peek because,
Right.
again, we don't know that they left.
Right.
So, I mean, if they want to come too, but since I was still invisible, I thought it would make sense to go look.
It's roughly like 10:30 at night at this point, maybe even 11. Yeah, it's probably more like 11, because some of those conversations probably took a while down there, and you
Well,
guys.
the invisibility probably dropped off then,
That's.
because it only lasts an hour.
Oh, that's true. So,
Okay.
um, but you could. Oh, you dropped the owl too. Okay. Um,
Well, I guess I didn't realize it would be an hour, like, because, I flew down, we went into the hole, but I guess
yeah,
it has
not
been a
not
pretty long conversation.
yeah, not every bit of this would be, as in real time conversation. It would have been
Yeah.
sometime. So,
Then it doesn't matter.
I can cast invisibility at will, so I'll cast it and scope out instead.
okay.
So kind of same deal.
When you get back to the Weeping Egg, it is now crowded. with people drinking whatever, various drinks, mostly mushroom wines.
And carrying on what had happened before, Elva is now helping out at the bar.
Okay. uh, and the bartender is quite taken with Elva in a like deferring to her ideas about what a proper charge would be, and then like occasionally like even like prodding for like, well, would they do it like this in the Feywild? And then like trying to get like ideas like totally like being the I wish I'd traveled, I wish I'd gone on a study
I should have
abroad.
taken my junior year abroad.
That's exactly it. That's what I was trying to. That I didn't do my study abroad. And uh, so that's what is happening there when you walk in.
Yeah,
So,
all you had to do was get kidnapped when you were 8 years old.
well, that doesn't seem. Yeah, that's probably more than I wanted to pay. But anyway, he's enjoying Elva's company a great deal. First time you see him smiling. He's having a good time, and the bar is crowded with as Robes walks in. There's a number of people you recognize, some of whom are still wearing different disguises, but since you can see through them, you recognize people who are down there but are now disguised differently. Uh, but you get the sense, perhaps, that this is a rebel bar. If you hadn't picked up on that already, you got it now. Um,
We got the Dukes of Hazzard on the TV.
you're in the boar's nest. No, you're not. It's not like that at all. But that's where you're at. So not not a great pickup point for the next game. But where do you guys want to stay after you scope it out? What do you want to do, Robes? Let me get to a point where you guys have a decision point.
Yeah, I'll do exactly like Mary's plan. Basically, just go make sure that everything's clear. Clearly, there's no ghosts and ghouls. Everyone's knocking drinks back and having a good time, unless there's some ghosts and ghouls.
There are no
also
ghosts
doing
and
that.
ghouls that are doing that.
How about okay? So and goblins. Anyways, I'll go
None.
back and I'll get everybody else.
But
Just let them know.
there's probably a goblin or two, but they're
I hope there's a goblin.
yeah.
Anyways, I'll go back and let everybody know, like, hey, coast is clear, seems good. Maybe I won't even interrupt Elva because Elva's just having a grand old time out, up there at the bar. I'm invisible. Just gonna let that keep going for a bit, and
Yep.
I'll go back and get the rest of the party. And I suggest that we go over to Leaping Egg, reconvene, share, and catch a night of rest.
Okay. When you tell Magic Doors what you're planning to do, he says, "Well, you might want this," and he writes a letter of introduction for the 5 of you, and he says, "Now, I'm doing this on purpose. Um, if you wish to speak with Lady Pharaohstone, uh, I don't want to misrepresent myself to her. I know there are 5 of you, and so I'm going to write there are 5 of you that are planning to meet with her. I will not misrepresent myself to her. Do we understand each other? So, she will expect there to be 5 of you there. This letter of introduction should get you an audience with her." Just put yourself in my shoes. If you think I'm leading you into a trap, I say there's 5 of you, 3 of you show up, or I say there's 3 of you, and then 2 of you become visible in the middle of it, and you don't survive. Who will she come after? It will be me, and I don't need that after
Understood.
me.
Understood.
So.
Yeah.
And you can read what he's writing. So.
And once again, I wasn't invisible to do anything to you. I was just trying to get down to tell you guys that something was coming. So it wasn't meant as a way
I certainly don't mean to communicate that to you. Although I was a little nervous about it. What I do wish to communicate is if you are taking this path, which is probably the surer bet, I can't put myself at risk by misrepresenting knowing what you can do. I know what I would do, or I would think to do, which is to keep some of my reserves behind, hide them, and then use them as leverage should I need it. I want you to know that I will tell her everything honestly and forthrightly. I suggest you do the same with her. She has ways of knowing. What
I
she
just, I
honest.
just feel like you're
Or
being, yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty honest person. The way he's talking makes it sound like we habitually go around and lie to people. But I appreciate the heads up.
well, I don't want to misrepresent myself to you either, so I'm telling you exactly what I'm writing on here so that you know what she's hearing and that I am not telling her anything that I don't know as truth. So 5 people will meet with her that you are asking for a forbidden item. It doesn't say that here. It says it in code because I don't want this to be grabbed and traced back. Uh, and he goes through all of it, and then you will need to go into Mautrier. And
yay.
uh, it is the largest building in Mautrier. Oh, you're not on this. Hold on. It is the largest building in Mautrier. You cannot miss it. Uh, once you get there, you will be asked for your purpose for being here. Hand them this letter. They will take you to see her. If she's available. Which, for some odd reason, she always seems to be. Any questions? No? Okay. Well, I will say it was a pleasure for me to meet you all, and I do wish you the best of luck. If you wish to find me again, contact the bartender or the professor, and I will find you.
I just want you to know that I really appreciate your making me think about winking.
I appreciate
And
that. And he pulls out of his pocket what he had been folding for you, and he made you a carnation, an origami carnation. Uh, he's like, I forgot to give this to you earlier. Here you go.
thanks. I side eye to Robes. Back at him. Side eye to Robes. Back at him.
And she sees that, and he looks. I didn't make you one, he says to Ropes. Uh, I didn't. I didn't have time. Uh, but I wish you all the. Perhaps you could share. Uh, have a good evening, and as I say, if you wish to find me, see the professor or the bartender. And then he pulls out a hole out of his pocket, puts it on the ground, and jumps in it. He says, "This should be safe for about an hour." And he jumps out.
Okay.
I wonder how he knows that hole is safe.
Don't know. I've been thinking about that onion merchant and what the chances are that he's smuggling something other than onions. What a better way to cover up something, right?
Yep.
Throws
Something
off the drug
stinky.
sniffing dogs.
Yeah. But I probably shouldn't go poking around in there. But man, if I was just a little creature, he's in the room next door, and just kind of look in the onions. No, I gotta resist some of the curiosity.
Hmm.
All right. You guys head
Does the
back.
onion merchant come down while Elva's working the bar? Does she get to
Oh.
meet the onion merchant?
No, he never comes down.
Oh. I'm gonna have words with Mary about this onion conspiracy. I there's something there.
I know it. I know. I bet you anything.
Yeah.
You're staying in this inn that has a raucous common room in the evening, and you don't come down?
So, got to protect your onions at that cost?
Hiding
Come on.
he's
Well,
using those to mask some other smell.
absolutely. Something's in those onions.
The only way to get that off your hand, I learned today, lemon juice.
Oh,
Oh,
I shucked a lot of onions.
what were you making?
No, Elva was saying that
Oh, Elf.
because she spent all night.
I thought that
shucking
was
onions
Ed.
with this guy.
I thought Ed was making.
No, Ed does know that lemon juice will get that off your
Right.
hands, but
I would have thought prestidigitation would have been a good one too, but
I
I
don't have
guess.
that.
Yeah, neither do I.
But I did have lemon juice.
That's thinking.
How do they
How
get
did you
lemons
get
down
lemons?
here?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Oh, he said Baracus brought them.
Yep, they go really good with Emperor Otto Ale. I doubt they would actually. Didn't you say it was like a red ale, Tony? Or,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's definitely not
a shandy
weed.
type thing or a wheat ale.
Well,
Yeah.
it becomes one when you put enough lemon juice in it.
Yeah.
There.
All right, that's where we're gonna end. We'll pick up to, in 2 weeks, I think, if we're all available, which I don't know if we are. We'll talk about that off stream. But on our next, we'll pick up with you guys heading to Martyr, and to the court of Lady Pharaohstone. And that is where we're going to call it for the night. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back tomorrow night with Warbler Brothers. And
No, Joey.
no Joey.
No, Joey.
Joey's got the poops. The stoops.
Stoops for Joey.
But
I don't know. It's got that iron gut.
what will be Joey's thing then if
Yeah,
Joey doesn't
I
have
don't
the
know.
stoops?
I don't
might
think
end
Joey
up
can get
calling.
the stoops because Joey can eat
I'm
anything.
not sure that it is really that survivable with 3, so I may end up calling it.
Okay.
Because I just remembered where you are,
Okay.
and I thought we were gonna be fine. So there might not be warblers tomorrow.
So
I mean,
then-
you could try to puppet Joey, but I know none of you have really played monks.
I have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but only up to 6th level, so
Yeah, and you're way past that.
yeah. So
Yeah. Okay, so
I
there
played
may
a
not be
drunken
stream tomorrow.
master Goliath monk based on Jeff Goldblum,
Yep. I know that part.
and I wasn't very good at
Yes,
it,
I
but
know that part.
I do know how they work basically.
Oh man, that means we're taking all of June off, so there won't be any warblers in June.
Oh. Oh well.
It
Well,
happens.
we'll find out later what's going on, but next Sunday, do we have Esper Genesis?
That'll be a question because I will be either coming back from Door County or we'll see.
Okay.
It'll be
or in Door
Father's
County.
Day.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's Father's Day?
Yeah.
Questionable when Roleplay Give will be back. We'll talk about it some other
Dun
time.
dun dun.
But
We're an enigma wrapped in a question.
in a mystery surrounded by a question mark, it's who knows. But we'll be back soon, or not soon, but it's all relative. Time's relative.
Another time.
We'll be back at another time. Anyway, until then, until we're back, roll some dice, play some games, give us time and treasure to causes that are meaningful for you. We will see you on the flip. Thanks, everybody.